Yeah,
Okay.
that I think we
Okay.
one
I
plus
think
is
no. Yeah. OnePlus. I think is that Geeta?
muted. Yeah, it is Geeta, but she's mute. Auntie, you have to unmute yourself.
Geeta, ma'am, you've got to unmute yourself. I'll allow you to unmute yourself. Please go ahead. But that she's identified in face, would that be okay?
Yeah, yeah, that is okay.
Okay. Okay.
Geeta, auntie.
I'm letting a Zoom user in. 1 minute before that, there is another M16. M16 is Ashok Kumar, and I'll let him in because he's already come in. Yes, he's already there. Yes, Ashok Verma has come in. And now I'll have to bring the Zoom user in. Zoom user, can you please identify yourself who you are? Zoom user, you've come in as a Zoom user just now. Can you please identify yourself? I'll unmute you. Please identify yourself. I have unmuted you. Please identify yourself.
Hi, this is Aparna.
Aparna. Okay.
Yeah, his name has come.
Okay. Thanks, Aparna. I'll mute you. Okay. Chaitra Ravi, M10. Bharti Bhargava, G20. And Anil Srinivas. Okay. 22 members so far. 21. Again, somebody has dropped out. I presume they will just join. Okay, now there is okay, CP OnePlus is coming in again. Now Payal and Prasanna, there is one who's in the waiting room, which is Shilpa Srinivas. No apartment number, nothing. So Dibyendu Ghosh 220. Yes, he's there.
And Srinivas on the list. I haven't received any proxy or NOC regarding that. Prasanna, could you please check if you have received anything? Or do we have any documents related to that?
Yeah, just note I can't let her in till I have indications from you.
We are allowing two logins for joint owners.
That you all have to decide. From a system point of view, I don't have a problem.
See, joint owner is considered as one entity as a vote, right?
Yes.
For one apartment, there is one vote.
Yes.
So you'll have to only consider it as one
Okay.
login only.
Prasanna, you won't be able to do that, because even in your case,
Hmm.
there's you and there's Vijaya, right? But in case we are taking any vote, it will be taken as two separate votes.
That this is not a joint unit lobby.
That's fine.
316.
I won't get into that argument,
Yeah.
but
No,
you'll have to let me know
maybe
when I need to have an owner
mm,
and two people from one apartment.
no, I didn't get you. What is it?
I'm saying you mentioned that
Mm,
for those two people from one apartment,
mm,
it should be counted as one vote. The point I'm
correct.
trying to make is that the system will
Mm.
not recognize that.
Yeah. So then we'll have to only have one entry, one login into the system.
So
If
we'll have to
that's
remove
the
one.
case.
So therefore, you have to
Yeah.
indicate to me who needs to be removed.
No, I think between the joint two owners, they can decide who wants to be in and who wants to join the other. So this is Deepen. You're talking about who now?
No, I don't know whom.
No, you have let in anybody who is joint two joint owners
Why don't you all go through the 1 minute?
I'm
I
seeing
don't
220.
see anybody like that.
because
I'm seeing 220, I think.
220, there's only Dibyendu Ghosh. So I see only one from 220. Do you see anybody else?
I actually saw that. Yeah, I also see Mawa 220.
Okay, then you all have to decide and let me know.
I think joint owners will have to take that call also additionally. We may not be able to look at each login and see who is a joint owner.
No, I haven't followed that, Prasanna. Do you want them to take a call or are you taking a call?
See, because we will have to go through the whole list if we have to take a call, right?
The list is not too big.
While what do you suggest? Because I thought consciously each individual joint owner has to decide. But if it will not happen,
Actually, joint owner is mentioning there are two different locations, but you can consider one vote. I think that's absolutely fine.
See,
yeah, but he will have a problem. No, Nobby has a problem on how to
no. Votes I
count.
can't. Um,
No, votes, it will be only
votes I
one.
won't be able to. I'm saying the system will not recognize that.
Yeah. So that would be fine because they have to vote anyways, only one as 220. You will not allow them more than that.
Yeah, but Ayel, I'm making a, that we won't be able to stop that. It will go to everybody,
okay.
every system it will go to.
Okay.
Yeah, Mawa is making a comment on the chat that they are in two different locations and to consider it as one vote. I'm sorry, it can't be considered as one vote. The votes will get counted. Though I don't personally, if I have to speak as a member, I don't think from a system point of view, we are not doing elections over here, right? It's only an opinion seeking poll. I
So,
don't see it as a show.
Nobby, just to intercept, then the only way is to make all the joint owners clearly understand that one of them only will be voting.
Yeah, but Prasanna, I'm saying we will
I
not
know,
be
I understand what you're saying.
system.
System cannot do any differentiation.
Yeah,
Correct.
I won't be able to do it. I don't
Yeah,
know if they have voted too differently, then I won't be able to tell you. The
yeah.
system won't be
Right.
able to tell you who has voted for whom or what.
We will just allow both, and we will see that something has to be done because they are in different location, and I think it's absolutely fine if we can consider both. Just a request to you, Nobby, please. If we could.
Apartment 111, Suraj is coming in. Shrikant is coming in from again. Now Shrikant is coming in from two different apartments,
Yes, because
but
he
it
has.
will be as one vote. Like even if you look at mine will be 305 and 311, but I will still have only one vote in this.
Okay.
I'm only
Understand.
reacting from a system point of view.
Yeah.
Logically, is it right, wrong, bylaws that you all have to decide.
I think we have to count that manually and add it. We can declare that these many votes, and then, whoever has 2 units, we can just take a vote manually.
Nobby, the system doesn't give you individual voting
No.
pattern, right?
The system
So,
doesn't tell me who has voted
so
for.
Baba, Pile, you can't do that because you don't know who voted where.
No, that's why we have to ask here. That's what I'm
We won't
manually
be able
got to ask.
It becomes a long process. I don't know because it's already half an hour since we got in the meeting, and have to do this because we have to make it. Yeah, you can. Aparna is saying, let us put the vote in chat also. Yeah, that you can do. One person of each joint owner can just put the
There is
vote if
one
it
more
comes to
coming
voting.
in called Samsung SM. I don't know. Samsung SM M326B. That's no way to identify, but I will still let the person in. Please ask the person, okay, and check it out.
Yes.
Samsung, somebody with the Samsung phone has joined in. I don't know who's the person. Can you please identify yourself? 1 minute. I'll unmute you. Please go ahead and identify yourself. Samsung phone which has just come in. Can you please unmute and identify yourself?
Hi, good morning. This is Rintu of G19. I'm unable to, input my number or name
We
anywhere.
get it. We get it.
Yeah,
The
good
name is
morning.
already there. Done.
Good morning.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Rintu.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so that solves. There's only one member outside still, and that is Shilpa Srinivas.
I think we'll let her in and ask her what she represents.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, because we have done the same with others. Let us do it. And it is 26 minutes we have started. I think we have to close.
Yeah, I
We
get
have
it.
to go down.
Okay, Shilpa Srinivas, can you unmute yourself, please? Can you unmute yourself? Yes, somebody's saying we're waiting for 25 minutes. Sincere apologies, but I think we should get started. Yeah, Shilpa is unmuted. Prasanna, over to you.
Shilpa, good morning. We are just wondering which unit you are representing because we are letting in people with that.
Can you repeat?
Yeah, we are. Which unit of which apartment you are representing? Apartment number.
Sitting all 18 flats, and I am there in 307.
Okay, then there is a problem over here. I think Anil Srinivas is also representing the 18 flats.
Yeah.
So, Payal and Prasanna, you all have to take a call.
So we will do one thing. We'll treat them as joint owners, and only 2 people will be allowed for all 18, and they will have to vote together because only one vote can be counted if they are voting, if they are valid to be voted, because for various financial reasons, and we will decide when they do it in the chat.
Yes,
Okay.
we can allow both and consider one vote for it.
If they are allowed to vote.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I'll mute Shilpa and I think we should get started. Can we go ahead with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. This meeting is being recorded. Okay, in 2 ways. One through AI, and second is through absolute recording over here of the footage, video footage as well as the audio footage. I will bring Prasanna in first and Payal for them to run the proceedings of the meeting. But before you come in, Prasanna, there is one more visitor called P. Valli, Valli. I don't know who this person is, but I will admit him and you can ask the questions you need to. P. Valli, who has just come in, can you please identify yourself? I'm unmuting you. Please unmute it from your end also. Yeah. Prasanna, P. Valli is unmuted. Can you speak to him?
Good morning.
Vali, we
Good
can hear
morning.
you. If you'd like to, please identify yourself.
Yes, this is Pushpawali from owner of 317.
Okay,
Okay.
got it.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, over to you, Prasanna. Let's get started. Prasanna, can you hear me? Prasanna, we are unable to hear you. Payal, would you like to step in?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, all. I think I'm connecting Prasanna, but he might require some time.
Oh,
Prasanna is
am
there.
I unmuted?
Yeah,
Yes.
you are unmuted. You will remain unmuted throughout.
No, I will already hear me.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are.
we are able to hear you. Now we are able to hear you.
I started talking, but I don't know what happened. So,
Okay, go ahead, Prasanna,
but
now.
you are able to hear me now also?
Yes,
Yes.
please go ahead.
Prasanna? Prasanna?
Prasanna, we are unable
Are you
to.
able to hear me?
Yeah,
Now we
now
Are
we
you
can
able?
hear you, but we didn't hear you earlier.
This is interesting. When I start, you stop hearing me. I will continue. So
Go ahead.
you are able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I will now start. If I am not able to be heard, I would like Payal to continue because I don't want to waste everybody's time. So good morning, all members, and thanks for joining at this early hour on a Sunday. And first, like to thank Nobby for taking half an hour to authenticate each of us so that we have a proper meeting which goes on with everybody's voice being heard. And we are running this meeting in replacement to the meeting which tried to have EGM we had, which didn't go anywhere, and we had to call it off since it was not no points were actually concluded on it. And we will run this as per the agenda of the earlier meeting, which was done EGM. Are all of you able to hear me? I'm just checking once.
Yes, yes. Yes, Prasanna, we can hear you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
No, we can't hear you, Prasanna. Payal, can you step in and proceed?
Yes, I would just step in that. So, as per our EGM, uh, since our previous EGM was adjourned and it was, that's why this EGM has been announced again. So, we would strictly follow to the EGM agenda that we had placed on the previous EGM. And we would also solely stick to following our bylaws and the AGM mandate on the previous AGM, all the previous AGMs that we had for Royal Heritage. So once again, good morning to all. And before I start on with the agenda points, I would like to introduce Mr. Nobi. Mr. Nobi is the owner of Flat 305, who has kindly consented for being the moderator of this and taking the responsibility for the digital console. Mr. Nobby would like to present you a short presentation so that it will, benefit all the members as to how you can go ahead, raise your hands, or if there is any polling, voice your opinion. So I would like to hand over to our moderator, Mr. Nobby. Thank you, Nobby, so much for, taking the initiative to conduct the meeting so well. Could you please go ahead and help all our owners to understand as to how we go ahead and take this meeting forward?
Okay, morning, guys. I'm also trying to make it be quick on this so that we don't waste time. When Payal and Prasanna have said I'm moderating, I'm only moderating the digital console. My idea is not to moderate the meeting. But like both of them said, since the earlier meeting has not led to anything that is conclusive, we had to resort to this kind of a meeting. simply because, there are so many members who wish to speak and be heard, which was not happening in the earlier one. So here we believe that, like we sent a notice earlier of how to participate, um, um, you know, um, I just want to make a presentation to all of you to tell you how to participate meaningfully. So, for a moment, please look at your screens, whether you're looking at it from the phone or otherwise. Please look at it, at your screens, and I will have just a 6 or 7 slides presentation, which will help you to make this meeting a lot more meaningful. Okay, let me go straight over to the presentation. Payal and Prasanna, you all can see my screen.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
can.
can.
Okay. So if you see, this is for our EGM. There's a note I have put below. You have been muted by choice. Okay. So please note that no one can hear you unless you have been unmuted by the moderator, which is myself. And I'll show you during this meeting um, as to how do you put your hand up, how do you speak, how do we go about. And the whole idea is predominantly to ensure that there is complete engagement. Okay, these pointers are towards making how to enable a successful engagement during this meeting and make it meaningful for all. It is not to subdue anybody or suppress anybody from speaking, but there will be a method to this madness. Okay. um, that you are into this meeting already, I presume the registration and entry for this meeting has been successful. Okay, and you'll know that we have done this basis the list that has been sent to us. And by now, you know also that when you'll have been privy to this, that some members who genuinely did not have the records have been inducted into the meeting. The chat feature is available to everybody all the time. There is no restriction over there. So anything you wish to put, please put. Keep an eye on your chat module. Maybe somebody is wanting to talk to you. You can talk individually or collectively to all. If you want to talk to all and broadcast something, go ahead and use that. There are no restrictions over there. And it's free to use all the time. If any of you, like I'm sharing this presentation, if any of you want to share documents, please, that is can also be enabled. But whether that will be allowed, that is the prerogative of the chair. Okay, I'm just sharing you the technical enablements. Now, this is the most important one, which I wanted to ensure that each of you understand this very well. Okay, we don't want to restrict anybody from speaking. If you are into this meeting, you have a way to speak. If you can see on your screens, Somnath Bhattacharya has already put up his hand. Right? He wishes to speak. That is an indication that has come to me and to him and to all of you that he wishes to speak. Now, how do you do this? If you see, you have to raise hand. Now, how do you raise hand? At the bottom end of your, whether you're doing it from your laptop or phone, there are a few icons over there. And there's something called react or reactions. If you click on react or reactions, this is the piece that will open up. And if you see, there's something called raise hand. I don't want you to get confused because there are other hands in this, but this one, that is where my cursor is moving, this one which says raise hand, that is the button that you need to press. Because when you press that button, me and the other in this meeting will get an indication that you wish to speak. And particularly Prasanna and Payal will get that indication that you wish to speak. Right? When we see that, it is the prerogative of the chair to tell me whether we should allow you or we shouldn't. Um, but I leave that as a prerogative of the chair. But every person gets to speak here for 3 minutes. Okay. Now, what happens if you are speaking for more than 3 minutes? Actually, nothing. There are no time restrictions. But we have put these 3 minutes primarily because, we don't have the whole day for us. We have some limited time. So that we make it quick, we have given these indicative time limits. We'd expect you to adhere to it. If you have to go beyond, we will appreciate it. but we trust all of those discussions will be meaningful, right? Now, um, when we do these discussions, it is possible, like what we had during the last EGM and every other AGM that we have, there are a lot of subjective arguments. People would love to argue, and the argument goes on, and sometimes it seems to be absolutely unending. Now, do we reach a stage like this? What we will happen? What will happen is I will have to take a poll, and that is only to seek consensus. Do we agree or do we not agree? Because that discussion has to come to an end somewhere. How do we bring it to an end? We'll seek consensus, and we'll do that by doing an audience poll. I know this term is largely, related to KBC. You take it as that. It predominantly works that way, same way. On your screens, you will see a question popping up. Okay, and that those answers are only in terms of option. Again, look at KBC as your reference point. Okay, you will have to choose any one of those options that are provided. And when you all have chosen those options, then we'll give you time limit also, saying that 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever is there, just to press that. It's a very short poll, right? And we will be able to do that. And whenever results are done, it will be done immediately, real time, and those results will be displayed on the screen. Now, I want you to know that these are recorded, and therefore, the outcome of these polls will also be recorded. That the larger general body has voted for this, whatever your argument is. Finally, whatever the general body chooses, we will go by that, right? Now, what I'll do is I will try and demonstrate this to you. I want to demonstrate it to you. So I will stop sharing this for a moment, but I'll come back to this and say that, listen, now look up your screens. Look up your screens. I'm going to ask you a simple question, and I'm going to launch this poll to show you exactly how it works. So on your screen now, there is a question. I am, and you have certain options. A member of Royal Heritage Apartment Owners Association, not a member of Royal Apartment Association, unsure of who I am. Please go ahead. 27 people are there. Please go ahead and choose whatever you have to. We'll give it 60 seconds for this so that everybody is able to. So please do that. This is only a trial. This has got nothing to do with the meeting, so that you'll get accustomed to this.
Navi, I'm not sure whether I'm not able to see the vote.
You have to go back to your screen, Prasanna. You'll have to see that.
No, it is. I have gone back to all the screens I can go back to, but it's not coming up. Payal, you able to see it?
Yes, I have submitted my vote.
I don't. I think a
Okay.
lot of people are not able to see.
Okay.
Some people at least.
I can see that 15 out of 27 have already done, which is 16 have done. Can you all please look up your screen? 17 have done. So you see, everybody is beginning to get accustomed to this. This is only a trial. So I'll end the poll over here, and I will launch the results also for you. I will share the results. Look up your screen and you will see this as the result. Okay. So if you see here, 17 people have participated, 94% are the members, and one is not a member. So I'll stop sharing this one. Okay. And I'll go back. Okay. So here's one more poll. Can you please tell me, have you all learned how to raise hand? One more poll quickly. Let's do that quickly so that we all know. Okay, so now we are doing this poll. I'm ending the poll, and sharing the results. So 100% of the people know how to share or participate in a poll. So thank you very much. I'm going back to the presentation so that we take on the last two slides because people have already put up their hands and I'd like to be cognizant of that. Yeah. So
And Bobby, just to set the rules right, which I'm not sure everybody is understood, we also have to look at who are all eligible to vote. So if anybody is being declared a defaulter as of default is basically something which you have been told by court or any official body to pay and you are not paid is what is defined in the word defaulter. So they can be part of the meeting, but they'll not be allowed to vote is what the bylaw says. So I'm just wanting to make it clear.
okay, so we've done the demonstration. I'm going ahead. I'll respond to you.
Yeah.
Now, some things that are important, very, very important over here. All members are encouraged to disagree if you wish, but let's do it without being disagreeable. No foul language, no name calling. I think we are respectable people and we need to maintain that decorum. This is very, very important. Speak if you have to with dignity and respect to all. If the speaker's language is considered unparliamentary and uncontrollable, then as a moderator, I will have to mute you. I'm not making bones about this. So please understand that there is a decorum which we all agree. And if you have to make a point, however disagreeable you are, however much you disagree, don't be disagreeable, be respectful and mindful of everyone. Okay. And lastly, it is important for every member to participate. Some may not be free or comfortable to speak, at least participate in the poll. All right. So I'll stop sharing over here. And before I bring in Som, whose hand is up for some time now, okay, I'll bring in Som, followed by Kushilov, followed by Ashok, and then with Anil. But before I do that, Prasanna, there is somebody from 102 that has come in, but no name. Okay, I'm going to let the person in. Payal, please check with the person. I will unmute the person. And 102, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, done.
Who's this? Can you please identify
Suresh.
yourself?
Suresh Menon.
Oh, hi, Suresh. Yes.
Good
So
morning, sir.
yes, Suresh, hi. This is Nobby. I will mute you now. Okay.
Okay.
I
Sorry, I
will,
didn't bring you in earlier because there was a presentation going on.
Okay,
so
no
I
problem.
will
Yeah.
just go ahead from here, taking the agenda points. So
Yeah.
yes, once again, good morning to all. There are the agenda points, the first agenda point that we need to discuss and decide on the course of action in light of yes.
Payal, before you come in with the agenda points, would you wish to give the four speakers chance to speak now or do they speak later?
So we can just finish with the first. I take the first agenda point and finish that, and then we can go ahead taking the points, please.
Okay, go ahead.
So to discuss and decide on the course of action in light of a query received, all discussions shall be guided solely by the Royal Heritage bylaws and the decisions recorded in the previous Royal Heritage General Body minutes. So the observation of irregularity of the election process was discussed in the board, and majority of the board members agree on the irregularity. However, for bringing in transparency, we board have decided to bring it to the general body. As per the rules and regulations of our bylaws, especially page number 6, clause number 6 and 7 regarding disqualification of member and voting, I would like to propose a polling. I request our moderator to display the polling option on the screen, and the proposal question would be whether the proposed nomination by a defaulter be considered valid. Could you please go ahead and request Nobby to give this?
You want me to run a poll?
Yes, please. I would like to see the general body mandate in this.
Just hold on. I have got to run. So what is the question that you want me to
Whether
ask?
the proposed nomination by a defaulter be considered valid?
Whether one minute. Whether the proposed nomination of a defaulter, right?
Hmm.
Defaulter is valid. I'm going to give three options. Payal,
Yes.
one option is yes, one option is no, and one option is unsure.
I think we stick to yes or no because the bylaw
So,
says.
while I think if this statement is not clearly there anywhere in the bylaw as stated as
Yeah.
a line, then we might have to give three options. If it is stated as a line, I
Yes.
think there is
Correct.
no polling required.
Correct. Thanks.
In
Thanks for
this case, I
clarifying.
think that's how it is.
Yeah.
Because there are
It's
some questions being raised. And Nobby, there is one query which I had. If you have the app only, you may be able to vote or what? Is there an invitation? I don't know.
no. There are no
Okay.
restrictions. The question will go
Okay.
to everybody.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to launch this poll now. So please go ahead and I'm sorry, I'm unable to get this thing done. So in the meanwhile, can we bring Som and the other speakers, please?
Yes.
Okay, till I run this poll because I've got to do it over here. Som,
Okay.
I'm going to unmute you. Please unmute you from your side and then go ahead and speak. Yes, I have done it.
Good morning, everyone. I think last meeting was adjourned, and the experience was very, very painful. That uh, no one was allowed to speak because of the commotion, shouting, and name calling. So I think thank you, the president, secretary, other board members, and Nobby for setting the norms very clearly that discipline is hygiene. I think that needs to be maintained. We are in a residential community or otherwise. Respect for individual is very primary. I think that we need to protect, we need to demonstrate, we need to express because we are neighbors to each other. The kind of the episodes that we have seen over last 2 weeks, where there has been tremendous mudslinging only by few to the rest of the community. I mean, using very unparliamentary words on the social media. I think Royal Heritage community has shown its maturity and culture, and no one really responded, though everyone was highly pained. So I think this meeting, hopefully, we will be able to, restore the discipline at least. The other thing is that the following the bylaws. I mean, I don't think that any one of us here would like to, it would not like to have a, rule of law. I think rule of law is very primary in we as a citizen when we see how the the institutions function, how the organizations function, how the constitution tell us, and here the bylaws and the general body minutes are our constitutions. So therefore respect to that is very, very primary. I don't think that these meetings are ever to target individuals, but definitely in these meetings, if there are processes which are questionable, that needs to be discussed, debated, and if need be corrected. So with this, I would definitely expect that everyone gets a fair chance. The majority is able to express their decision, even those whose decisions are whose opinions are not converted into decision should respect the decision of the majority, because that is how a democracy works. If it is not, my way is highway is not the way that any institution can run. And moreover, we are a residential community, so I would expect that we actually spread mutual respect, love, and care for each other. Don't target each other, but at the same time remain very, very compliant to the constitutional process, which is bylaws and the general body minutes, etc., etc. So thank you very much. I think I have said. In future, if I have to comment on any other specific topic, I will raise my hands. Thank you.
Thanks, Somnath, for being almost close to 3 minutes. Really value it, and you can have the next speaker, Nobby, if you can, or we want to run the poll.
No, I'll unmute. Let us finish with 4. We'll keep it till
Yeah.
Anil, and then we will start with the poll since they have already put up their hand. I will unmute Kushilov. They can go ahead. Please unmute it from your side and go ahead and speak.
Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes. So I am asking these questions from almost last 3 weeks. How is Prasanna still in the board? Because he is nominated by his own wife and a new flat has come up, 316A, who nobody knows it. And they have not paid the reserve fund corpus from last 25 years. So if the Appanna's case stands good, then he is a perfect case. So how he is still in the board is my question. I want a proper answer for this. Thank you.
Okay, I will mute him, and I have made a note of Kushilov's point about Prasanna, and we will address this at the beyond the agenda points that we have already discussed. Okay, there are some certain agenda points we will first discuss, but we will make a note of this one to be discussed after that, after all the agenda points are over. Yeah, so I will lower the hand. I will bring in Ashok Verma. Ashok Verma, please unmute yourself and go ahead and speak.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, this is Ashok. I'm a proprietor for M16. Actually, I live in Paris and France mostly. So this time I am in India. And last 2 weeks I was on a business trip in Bangalore, so I could get a chance to meet the Karnakaran and some of our owners in our building. And I heard a lot of stories and a lot of things. And actually, I'm not able to join before. I could not join the earlier meetings because this time in the France it is early or early morning, like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. So I could not join before. This time I am now in Bhopal, so I could join there. So my question, so I heard a lot of stories regarding some case and all, some criminal case against our society members and all. So my question is that if and I saw yesterday also night in the late evening we got your detail, whatever is your expenses has been done, so many lakhs for the so many cases which are going on with so many government authorities and some criminal case by some other tenants and all. So few things I want to share that it is definitely, it is not for personal to anybody. Please don't take it personally. We should be we should work like some, we should be driven by some laws and all, regulations like that. If somebody is having some criminal case and all, then
Second, Mr. Verma, Mr. Prashant has been waiting for past few minutes.
Yeah, can you come to your point, Ashok?
Yes.
Yeah, just to point is that the whoever having this case and all going on, please they should be stepped down and the new member has to be join the BOD, and then we need to do a scrutiny that why we are paying the money for their any bail or any advocate and all, whether it is genuine or not. That's all.
Yeah, thank you, Ashok. Point noted. I will now go to Anil as the next speaker, but Aparna and Som, I will hold you all back because let's go back to the poll where we had stopped with Payal. So, Anil, please unmute yourself and go ahead and speak.
Yeah, Nobby, thank you. Good morning, everybody. There are 3 points which I need to highlight here. One of the chairperson was telling that I was a defaulter. Court has named me. Sorry, court has never said Anil Srinivas or Srinivas family is a defaulter. These people are naming as a defaulter. 1 year, they had nothing coming up with saying that I'm a defaulter or I owe something for the association. There was, in the AGM also, it didn't come up. It only came up after the AGM. And there was one certificate validated. So that is wrong. That you cannot misuse your chair. And second thing, If my case is legal saying that I have no rights to nominate somebody, then the person who's sitting there and telling he's chairing that meeting has no rights to sit there. Because he is also defaulter, directly defaulter, I will say him now. Because I don't like to use this word, because he's used this word on me, I will use him the same thing. Thirdly, and whoever is sitting on the bail here, they are all charged with criminal charges. Madhepura police station is very clearly announced that there are criminal charges. They are all living on bail. And are we giving a society to the people who are criminals? They still are not clear on the paper, but in the station, they are criminals. They are living on bail. Should we leave our society to the criminals? This is my question. Please answer to it.
Yeah, thank you, Anil. I'll mute you and then we will address this towards the end of the meeting. Okay, so Payal, over to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that poll which you had started, because that is ready just now. So guys, look up at your screen. There is a question being asked. So let's run that thing. So over to you. On your screens, there is a question whether the proposed nomination of a defaulter is valid. Yes, no, or and this is a very, very important question. I think Prasanna was absolutely right that if it's given very clearly in the bylaws, there are no questions of giving three options of unsure. It will have to be yes or no itself. And we've given three options over here. And I'm going to launch the poll. Shall I call it an end? Because only 17, 18 have participated now. Okay, 18 has participated. There is Prashant and Saji who have come in again. 20 have participated. So I'm going to run the results.
Okay, some people are unable to vote. Whoever are unable to vote there, please in the chat box, please go ahead and voice your options there so that we can consider that if possible manually. I do not know that.
Yeah. So the question is whether the proposed nomination of a defaulter is valid. Okay. So is it valid? Yes or no? So I'm going to launch the poll, end the poll now.
Nobby,
Yes.
I think the question was supposed to be: can a proposer propose somebody? Can a defaulter propose somebody into the board?
Yes, that is the
I
question,
think
and I think that is
okay,
being understood well. Whether a
okay.
proposed nomination of a defaulter is valid, I think.
No. Okay, proposed nomination a defaulter. The nomination is for
valid
another
or
person.
it's not valid. Okay, so that will set the tone for the meeting. I'll end the poll and I'll launch the results. Please look up your screen. And these are the results. 64% of the people have said that this kind of a nomination is not valid. So a defaulter's nomination is not valid. 6 have said yes, and 3 are unsure about it. Right? But even if we put the unsure along with a yes, they add up to a 36% as against a 64% who have said no. I'll stop sharing at this stage and Payal, back to you.
Yes, so we can
So
see that.
the inference over here is that this defaulter's nomination is not valid. Over to you, Payal.
So therefore, we can summarize that so it's not valid. Clearly, thank you for the mandate. So I just want to bring in a point here. We are talking about the process, but every time I believe, and I also see that all the general body members also do not have any problem with the candidate. So I would request you to go ahead with the candidate and ratify it, please.
No, is that an instruction to me?
No, it is an instruction to all the general body. If we could go ahead and ratify it, because there is no problem with the candidate. So we can take that later. So
Yeah.
now I come to my next discussion. So my second discussion is, we have, though this was not discussed in the board, but since we are discussing on the discrepancies or the process that was lapsed, so we have observed that, there is another scenario here, which I would like to bring in front of the general body and also request Nobby for another polling option to know exactly where we should be going ahead. Whether a non-owner's proposed nomination be considered valid. It means whether a non-owner can go ahead and propose a nomination. Is that valid? Yes or no? Nobby, could you please open this
Yes,
to the board?
I'll open that. Can a non-owner nominate a candidate? Correct?
Yes.
Is there anything that the bylaw says, Prasanna? Payal, is there anything that the bylaw says?
No, the bylaws says only, the voting rights or anything
So
be done.
I,
It's on the members. It's only purely based on members.
okay, I'm going to launch the poll. Everybody's eyes on the screen. We just want your view, predominantly because, okay, there is a message on the group where how do you define a non-owner? According to, I'll let Payal come in, but a non-owner is somebody whose name does not appear in the register of the society. Payal, if you think it's any different, please go ahead and this, after which I will launch.
As per our bylaws, the point number 1, members of the association, all persons who have purchased units in Royal Heritage and executed the respective declaration by submitting their units to the provision of the Act shall become member of the association by paying a sum towards his membership fees. A fee certificate will be issued to each member or joint member, which is transferable. Each unit owner shall receive a copy of rules and regulations. So therefore, it's particularly if you have submitted your deeds to the association and have registered yourself as a member, then yes, as per bylaws, you are a member. Otherwise, you are not. And
Okay. So now,
if in the deeds, if you are a owner, then yes, you are a valid member. If you are not a owner in the as per the sale date, then you are not.
okay, so now having known this, I will launch the poll. Please participate and let us know what your answer is. $19 out of 30 have completed. 20. Okay, I'll give it another try in 10 seconds. More people are participating in the vote, which is a very encouraging idea. And here I am ending the poll and sharing the results. Out of 30, 25 have participated in this vote, and these are the results. So you see, 80% have voted that a non-owner cannot nominate for elections. Right? We are taking this view simply because we believe the general body is more powerful than the president or the secretary or the committee put together. So it's very important for you to participate. So I'll stop sharing this. Payal, over to you.
Yes. So can we please have Mr. Kushilav Das query right now addressed? Do you want to display that point, Nobby? Do you wish to?
What is that about? Sorry, Kushala has not put up his hand. Do you want me to?
No. His hands were up and he had raised a question
Yes.
regarding Prasanna's candidature as a defaulter. So I would like to take up that question and share what has to be done to the general body. So yes, now since Mr. Kushilav Das has questioned that, how come, and I also see in the chat, there are many people who have the same questions regarding the candidature of the president, that despite he being a defaulter for 25 years, how is it that he's still a board member or a chair of the meeting? Okay, so there are a few things that I would like to go ahead and tell our general body, and then we can also go ahead with the polling option. So here what I see just now that I read according to my bylaws, who is a member of the association. So I would just run through that in a short description. A member is somebody who places his sale deed to the association and pay a fees and get the ownership certificate from the association, and that's how he did. So right here, if you please go, whoever has this question, I would request you all to go ahead and check the membership register present in the office, Royal Heritage office, and you will notice that 316 and 316A has been registered, which means that there is no concealment of information from the owner of 316 or 316A. Both the sale deeds have been surrendered or presented in the Royal Heritage Apartment Association Owners Office, and they have been issued a membership certificate. Digging in deep further to that, my also observation was Mr. Prasanna's sale deeds, which we see that there are no joint owners or anything, and each 316 and 316A both has an individual sale deed with different owner. As in, one flat has Mr. Prasanna as an owner, and another flat has Mrs. Vijaya as the owner. Digging it more deep, I have also gone ahead and seen if there are two UDS mentioned for each individual sale deed. Yes, there are different individual UDS for each sale deed. For 316, there is a UDS mentioned. Also for 316A, there is a UDS mentioned. Now, going back to the membership register, I see there is a handwritten registration done. So on discussing with all the senior members of our society, I came to know that there was somebody as Mr. Bogalji who was maintaining these records. Those days computers were not there, so it was manually handled. This is where I, after taking, opinion and discussion with most of the members here in Royal Heritage, I learned that there was a fine detail which we had missed here, is that when Mr. Bogalji had entered in the membership register for this particular flats, it should have been a single entry for individual flats. So in 218 and 219, the case is the same. 219 plus 218 has been registered, and they have been given only one certificate, membership certificate. The similar case for 316 and 316A, wherein there should be actually 4 entry for these 4 apartments, but there is just 2 entries, taking 218, 219 as 1, and 316 and 316A as 1. So therefore, this is a legacy issue, not a defaulter issue. Why? Because I also further went and seen that if there was any demand raised for these apartments to pay the amount related to reserve fund. So in the past 25 years, I do not see any demand raised for 218, 219, 316 or 316A. So if a demand is not raised for a payment towards the owner, how is the owner going to pay? And as per the bylaws, if a demand is made and you have been given a time to repay the amount and you fail to pay that, that's when you are a defaulter. So right now, I would suggest Nobby or request Nobby to go with another polling option. But I propose for this question, whether, you know,
Payal, can I come in?
yes.
There are 4 hands up. Can we bring these 4? Please keep your
In the
polling
meanwhile,
question.
I will just give the question to you. And while you're preparing, can we have these people speaking?
Yes, I will unmute since Som is right ahead in the
I
queue.
will just go ahead and raise the
Yeah,
question.
I will unmute Som, after which Dibyendu can speak, and after that Anil.
Yes.
So
Whether a
Som,
member,
go ahead and speak.
1 second, just let me go ahead and read the question. Whether a member or members on whom a demand of payment was never made be called a defaulter? Please now, can you go ahead and unmute for people to speak?
Yeah,
Okay.
Som, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I think since the first poll and both the polls were very decisive in numbers, but still I would suggest that probably the first one is related to Aparna's candidature. So there is nothing on individual, but I think as an individual, so the process has been corrected by the decisive poll result. But I would propose that we can consider Aparna to be taken as a co-opted member, and I leave it to the general body. This is my proposal only. Second, I think I've been also in the social media, that Royal Heritage Group. There's constant name calling and defaulter and all that. I think we are all very experienced people in this group, and any demand, if there is no demand raised on an individual and he has failed to pay, he cannot be called a defaulter. It's very clear. It is whether you get into the banking, you get into association norms, you get into any kind of institutional rules, unless a demand is raised and the candidate has failed to pay, he cannot be termed as a defaulter. Having said that, I think since this issue is coming up, I strongly recommend that either we debate, and so on the issue of the defaulter, there is total clarity. It is not a case of default. But on the issue of payment liability, I think there is a clear scope of discussion, and whether the board will discuss and come back and inform the general body, or we make a committee, or we resolve it here. We can do either way. So we have to disassociate the issue of default to the payment requirement against this apartment, and we will have to do it accordingly. And any way we can finalize this. So this is my view. Thank you.
Thanks, Som. I'm unmuting.
Nobby, I am driving, so I might have to go on mute. You can continue.
Yeah.
And if I have to speak sometime, you can tell me, I'll speak. I don't want to lay my case forward and all that. Let people talk.
Okay. I will unmute Dibyendu. Dibyendu, please go ahead and unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, so see the poll, you are not giving the full information. Okay, when you are asking if non-owners can nominate or not, you are not telling non-owners are spouses or parents. You should specifically mention if non-owners and spouses whose name are not mentioned in the sales date, can they vote or not? That will definitely have a different set of results. So this poll is based on half-baked information. And second is, it's clearly mentioned in the bylaws, relatives, any relative, spouse, parents, whoever cannot nominate a person. So even if the defaulter of angle is not there, a wife cannot nominate a husband. So that way, that nomination is invalid. And please have a poll for that also. That's it. Thank you.
Can I step in over here? Okay, I'll step in as a member, not as a moderator. Divyendu, you need to know that there are very clear articulations in the bylaws. Would you want us to read the bylaw for you to know who can nominate and who cannot? Because it's not a question of poll. It is a question of what's there. I think Payal has asked only out of just inclusivity that every person please express what you think about it. But it's very clear in the bylaws that there is no such thing as nomination of anybody other than a member, even if it's the husband or wife. And indicatively, if you are pointing out towards Prasanna and his wife, Payal has just about articulated to you the legalities, how legitimate his case is, that there are two different khatas, two different sale deed, and everything is out over there. And that makes them a different owner. Now, is that an aberration? And I think Som articulated this very well. Is there a scope for dialogue? Yes, there is scope for dialogue. Is he a defaulter? No, because we have never ever raised this issue in any of the meetings. We have not passed a motion or a proposition. We have never raised an invoice on him for charges or corpus or anything that you call. And that's the argument that they are making. Then on what basis are we calling him a defaulter? What is the basis? If we have called a defaulter to anybody, there has been a case going on against him. There's a valid reason. There are minutes of the meeting. There are resolutions against it. There are invoices pending. And that's why he's a defaulter. I think that element is very, very clear. Okay.
Also, adding to your point, I just missed a point. If you all know that during the case, we had filed an RTI and we have asked for the registered certificate on the sale deeds from the BBMP. On that RTI, if you observe the list that we have received from the registrar's office, 316 and 316A has a different khata there mentioned in that particular list, which is submitted from the registrar's office to us based on the RTI report.
Yeah, so I will, I guess that is understood and well expressed, but I'm going to now bring in Anil. I'll unmute him because he wants to make a point. Yes, Anil, go ahead and unmute yourself. And
Yeah, Nobby. Nobby, here they very clearly, as you said, and one of the chairperson and one of the member also very clearly said, as long as they don't send in a communication here saying you need to pay something, till then it is not a defaulter. So 1 year it took for them to not to communicate with me. All my 1 years of my maintenance was been done before that. Before that, there was a new no due certificate also issued on MyGate app. I had cleared all my dues. And does the board require 1 long year to come back to me and say that? No, it didn't come in the AGM. It came before the EGM. So let me very clearly don't make partiality here. Just because one person is not asked for him to pay, the other person also was not asked to pay. So if there is a communication there, let's get back to the court. Court has given an order there. Let's get back to the court. Till then, don't call me a defaulter. Don't give partiality, please.
I will
So,
bring in
Mr.
Aparna
Nobby,
in.
1 second, Nobby. On 17th of November, our previous board president had raised a demand on behalf of the board, stating to the Srinivas family, stating that we have received a payment of 21 lakhs and there is a due of 5 lakh change, and please make an arrangement to pay it at the earliest. So it was not one month, but yes, it was not 1 year, but within a month it was done.
Sorry, Nobby, can I come in?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Nobby, no president, the earlier president, I think he's there in the meeting. You can ask him. There was no communication with him also. You can clarify it here only. I don't need to, we need to go back to records, or he's there, and if he's there in the meeting, you can ask him. There was no communication at all.
So if you allow me to come in, Anil, I'm not supposed to come in, but since I'm anyway unmuted, I'll make a point. Anil, in your case, if you know that there is a long-standing default and communication that is pending against your case, 21 lakhs was not, and we've been doing it with you for years. So there is no way that you can say that there was no communication. You have been absent at all the meetings, but in the meeting minutes, you will realize that there have been
No,
discussions.
Nobby, no, Nobby. You don't
Can I
give
finish
me.
speaking?
No, 1 minute,
Can
Nobby.
I finish speaking?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I will
please,
not allow
please,
you.
please.
So there have been cases. It has been documented. Two, there are invoices pending. 21 lakhs didn't fall out of the sky. 21 lakhs very clearly. Who's speaking, please? Is there somebody speaking behind you? I think, Anil, there's somebody speaking behind you.
There's nobody speaking behind me. Tell me.
So what I'll do is I'll mute you for the moment so that others are not disturbed. So the point I'm making, Anil, is that in your case, there has been communications that have been pending for years for every meeting, and you have refused to come for those meetings. And we have gone to the court. Are you denying all of this? So there is an absolute default that has happened in your case. If you want, we can show it to you also that this has happened, right? And we can show this all on the screen for you.
I have also shared the email that was sent to him, Mr. Nobby. I've shared that with you.
Yeah,
Could you
if you want, I can put the screen. I have it in my screen right away.
the
To show
email,
it to you that this
email that was
communication is
sent
there,
at the court.
and you won't be able to deny it, Anil. So the point I'm making is the difference between you and Prasanna is, in case of Prasanna, there was absolutely no discussion. Like Som said, is there a credibility for discussion? Yes, maybe. And this could be the meeting. But we can't call him a defaulter because there has been no communication of the past and he has not defaulted on any of those payments. Whereas you, there has been all these evidences. If you want, I will show you the letter that Payal has just sent me. Okay, I will unmute you again. Okay, and then you can speak. Yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Whatever you're talking is one way, Nobby. That's one way. This is one group which has been targeting. See, this is a simple thing which is happening from past years. Don't give me reasons saying court has given me a defaulter. Court has never told me a defaulter. Court has given me time. I've paid the time being. So if there is any payment, there has to be a communication to get back the payment. You cannot name as a defaulter on the show. You only cannot show the documents. I will also show the documents. When we ask for the documents, you all have no right. You all have nothing to show us for us. We have been asking to show the documents where we will prove you are also misusing funds. Come on, be it the two way. Don't be one way.
So
don't show your way is a highway, boss. I am also driving on the other way. Please give me the way.
No, so Anil, I have a question for you.
No, you cannot question me at all. On what grounds are you questioning me?
Mr. Nobby, could you please?
Okay,
on what grounds are you questioning me?
I am questioning at an AGM.
AGM has no rights to question any individuals. You have to conversate with the board. Board, I don't know what board is that. You have to talk to them. But you gentlemen, you cannot question me. You have no rights.
Mr. Nobby, could you please display that email?
Yeah, so I have muted Anil, but the point, I'm going to display that thing. But the point I'm making over here is that, and see, this is where it gets a little ugly. This is exactly I'm sorry to use these words. I don't like using these words. This is the arrogance with which people come to the table. To say that you cannot question me. To me, every member is powerful, but at the AGM. He can question at the AGM, right? We have been silent all these days. And AGM, each of you collectively today are more powerful than the president who's Prasanna and Payal who's the secretary. And here is a member who's throwing his arrogance around to say that nobody can question me. Okay, I can go on and on, but I'll be wasting everybody's time because I think we know. And that's why I have muted him. What I will do is I will bring Aparna in because he's put his hands up, followed by Maua and then Som. Aparna, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Could you display that also, please?
Yeah. Yes, after Aparna, I will do it. Go ahead, Aparna.
Yeah. Good morning, all. Okay. I've already submitted my resignation for the board, and since this board is not formed because it's not been registered yet, that's the reason behind me posting it to the in the residence group because owners have said yes for my nomination on day one, and now owner says that it's not the the nomination shouldn't be considered based on the pool or whatever has come. So based on that, since I've already submitted my resignation, I want to keep to that, and I'm not part of the board anymore. Point number two, what I see in this particular meeting is just that it's going one way. So secretary says something and she says, okay, let's go for poll. I mean, let's give some time for everybody to at least get their point. What is on with regards to the nomination? Again, they said, can a non-owner, make a nomination? See, but at least explain it. Who's a non-owner? Like, for example, if his husband or wife is a owner, the apartment is in the name of the husband, and the wife has nominated somebody, whether it is allowed or not, put it across in that way, so people will know what exactly it is. I mean, see, if you ask me whether a non-owner can nominate somebody, I will also say no, but the point should be valid. Why? In the sense, previously, Mr. Chari has been a president secretary for long period. I mean, even though this apartment is in his son's name, he was a secretary and president. That has been allowed earlier. Now, you're getting a point over here stating whether a non-member can be allowed or not. At least give an example, explain to everybody, then get into poll. Just don't say from one side, okay, I'm saying this is this, and then again say, okay, let's go for a poll. Don't do that. At least give a proper explanation and allow everybody to speak. Give at least 2 to 3 minutes. If there is any concern regarding this, whether anybody has any question, allow them to question, and then you get into the poll. Rather than, just blindly saying, okay, this is what the issue is, can we get into the poll? Don't do that. This is all I would like to say.
Okay, Aparna, just hold on. I have a question. Let me start by giving you the benefit that maybe the poll question, what you are saying, is not phrased properly. And you are perfectly right. Maybe, sometimes the way we ask questions depends on the way we get the answers also. And that determines how the answers come out. With the permission of the president and especially Payal, since there is a conflict of interest on Prasanna, do you want to run the poll the way you want? You articulate it. I'll put it up over here. Think about it. Think about the text, the script, everything that you want to go about, and I'll run the poll for you. I believe that every person over here and a member of this society is intelligent. Maybe we asked the question wrong. Would you like to try? And then once you get the answer, will you take a step back? I have not muted you. I don't think I have muted you, Aparna. Have I muted you? Sorry, I'm just looking. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to. Yeah. He's muted. Yes, Aparna, go ahead.
See, Nobby, I'm not questioning you the way you're questioning it. I'm just saying, please, let it be explained properly before you put it to a poll.
So that's the point that
yeah. Because why, in the sense,
would you like to explain it? We'll give you 5 minutes to explain, more than 3 minutes. You explain everything and then you ask the question. But my question to you is, after that, I would say that I will go with whatever the AGM decides. Will you also go with what the AGM decides?
Yes, obviously. I mean, whatever the AGM decides, we have to go with it.
Then go ahead. You have these 5 minutes. Go ahead and explain all that you want. Then I will phrase the question exactly in verbatim the way you want. And then we will ask the poll.
See, my concern was only for one particular point now, which the secretary said whether a non-owner can nominate whether a non-owner can nominate anybody. My point over here is it should have been explained that the particular whomsoever nomination, no need to take the name, but I am just want to try to everybody should know that the person who has nominated, his wife is the owner and he is not an owner, but he is living here for almost 20 years or 21 years whatsoever. So he has nominated somebody. So whether it can be accepted or not should have been informed earlier, and then you should have written a poll. That is what I'm trying to say.
So shall I run the poll the way you want?
So I would just like to add on over here. I understood what Aparna is trying to, make his point, and I completely agree. I would just, go ahead explaining the same as per the norm, the definition. A member is somebody who actually goes ahead, and there are two views on this, Aparna. Just for my explanation, and maybe I was not able to put forward in the general body, I would like to clear it. There are two views to it, two aspects to it. One, a member of the association, he or she or joint owners, they go ahead, submit their sale deed in the association, do the formalities, and they become the member. So only those particular people are allowed to nominate or vote. Now, the second aspect that you were giving an example of Mr. Chari, yes, Mr. Chari was for a very long time holding the position in the board of directors, despite his son being that comes under a different point in the bylaws, wherein it says that any owner's spouse or one of the parent can stand for the board of members, but it does not say that the spouse or any other person who is not having the ownership rights can go ahead and vote or nominate. That is what we were trying to say here. So this is a different aspect. Yes, I, being an owner, can nominate my spouse or my parent who is not holding a member ownership as per the sale deed. That is valid. But I, being a non-owner, which means not a part of the sale deed, not having the ownership rights, can I nominate another individual? That is what the question was.
Okay, so let me step in over here. Aparna, I really want you to go back and think about it and come back. I'm happy to put up the poll the way you want it. What we'll do is, so that we progress in this meeting, I'll take the next question from Maua and let her say, she may be having a question. We'll ask her what she thinks and then address that. But Aparna, we'll wait for you to come back. And I'm happy to do that for you. Yes, Maua, go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, Nabi. I have 2 points to make here. First of all, in this meeting, only the owners and joint owners are allowed and permitted. So as per the existing board, only owners and joint owners are eligible to make decisions and all that. So that email which has come regarding Mr. Aparna's candidature, I want to validate that. Is that email a joint owner or an owner? If he or she is not an owner, then we have been wasting the general body's time and everyone's time for the last 3 weeks. Coming down to point number 2, I understand what Mr. Secretary has said, that late Bhogal sir had made a mistake in the registration, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. All understood, accepted. Association didn't highlight Mr. Prasanna as a defaulter. Fine, fair enough. I am been residing there for 25 years. I am using the security, the housekeeping, all the paid services. Association has not highlighted to me that I will not be paying, but there is a conscience. I have a conscience. I am misusing. I know that every 3 years the board gets rotated. So isn't it my duty to pay the association since I am living there with my family? Forget, it's okay. Oversight of a clerical person, that's fine. That person is no longer there. But I am staying there with my family for 25 years, leveraging all the facilities, swimming pool, gym, everything. I have a conscience at the end of the day. Shouldn't I be paying the money to the association? Or else like a fraud or defaulter, okay, I'm taking association anyway, after 3 years will get rotated, the next board will not know about my this thing background, so I will continue. And this is what has actually happened for the last 25 years. And a person like this being a president and heading the association is absolutely a shame. And I am not comfortable with a person who doesn't have conscience, who doesn't have integrity, who has been cheating all the boards for years. This is not done. This is not done at all. I know my voice will not be heard. I would be sidelined. But leave aside all the technicalities. As a person, as a human being, I'm living in RH for last 25 years, misusing all the facilities without paying the association money. There was a time in the pandemic when the fund was so much shortage because of the legal expenses. We had the security housekeeping manager went to door to everyone requesting, please pay maintenance so that we can get our salary on time. We can send money to our family during the pandemic. He had witnessed, he was also the treasurer during that time. That means a person has been cheating constantly for 25 years and we are supporting that person today. Forget the technicalities. Think on humanitarian ground. A person, a cheater who has been cheating every board, not now, ever since the association has been formed. All so many boards. This is the 25th AGM of RH. So the 25 boards has been cheated by this person. Forget the association doesn't say, I know what my sale date is, what my khata is, what my returns are. So I shouldn't be paying it. Now, when the association comes and tells that you have to pay, that time I have to pay. Otherwise, I will not pay. That's it. I rest my case here. Thank you.
Thanks, Mawa. Thanks, Mawa. You've been very precise. Yeah. What I'll do, Mawa, is I have made note of 2 points that you've raised. Whether the letter which has come, the anonymous letter, is it from an owner or a joint owner? And should Prasanna pay out of conscience? Now, what I'll do is, so that we progress in the meeting, I've made a note of it. I will promise to come back on this. But let's bring Som in out over here. Okay. And I'll lower your hand. Sorry, guys, there are just too many things that I'm doing. Som, go ahead and unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, Nabi, I think the discussion was on the defaulter, whether the claim was raised or the defaulter was notified on the payment liability. I heard that you have the copy. Can you first display so that will put many of these?
I will do that immediately.
Please put up that, and then
okay, let me just put it up for the, because Payal has put it up over here. What is that you all want me to put, the mail or the notice?
The mail, because when was the notification sent to the owner raising the payment demand?
Okay, you all can see it on your screen.
Yes.
Okay.
13th November 2024. This is a blah blah blah.
Yeah. 13th November is when the mail has gone out, 2024. Okay. And this is the mail for those of you.
The several notices and reminders have been issued to you for payment of dues in accordance with the decree of the Lok Adalat. On 8th November, we received the payment of 21 lakhs. Now that you have made payment 21 lakhs, an amount of 5,43,000 still remains payable by you in accordance with the decree. We would therefore request you towards the balance payment. So it is clearly a demand was raised. And since it is not a maintenance payment, there will not be an invoice. This is against the court order, so the demand was raised. So I think the matter is very well clarified that whether this owner is in default or not. I mean, once again, with all due respect to all the owners, default is not an unparliamentary word. Defaulter is also not a disrespectful word. It only notifies the person about his payment liability. So it should not be seen as a seen word. The bankers, the Reserve Bank of India, the government, the institutions, the organizations, they always notify those who have not made payment on time as defaulter. In the big apartment, the defaulter list is displayed on the notice board. And in our apartment also, the defaulter list was listed, shown on the notice board. So therefore, I don't think that that is an issue. The other thing is that whether if the demand has not been raised, whether a party can be called a defaulter, the answer is big no. The consents and all that, we are discussing process. We are not discussing morality here. If we have to discuss morality, then we will have to really call out names, which I don't think that anyone else will would do that. That social media who was freely calling people, kick them out, Nazi, fraud, and we will take action. The police will be outside your doorstep. All this, I think, who's talking morality and conscience? After this kind of unnecessary name calling is not required. With all due respect, we are finding, if and another thing, a previous mistake does not legitimize a rule. That is something which is very clear. Now the situation has come to a level where we see that there were lobbies in the AGM also to waive the outstanding of a defaulter. If that is the case, with all I would make a humble request to the general body: please pass a policy that anyone who is not paying his payable amount will also be waived. Then I think we will all be very happy, and we will never push each other to pay. So that is the case. So I think, in the same breath, one cannot really show highest degree of hate and disrespect and talk about morality. This is not good. At the same time, I mean, we should not be giving someone back in the same coin. It is a humble request that please refrain from disrespecting, name calling, and unnecessarily using fabricated terms like defaulter, etc. If there is a invoice raised and not paid, it is a default. Otherwise not. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Som. Much appreciated. Can you please mute yourself? I'm now going to actually unmute Sudarshan from M20. Okay, Sudarshan, please unmute and go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Nobby. Just my 2 cents, probably worth less, but all I wanted to just say was, I'm happy with these poll questions, but I think one of the points that was raised specifically to the question regarding non-owners being able to nominate someone, I think some context might help, because outside of the technicality, the issue really is there a perceived conflict of interest? And I think if you just expound on that before putting it to poll, it might help some people potentially land in a different answer. It may or may not change the outcome, but I just think that for the other polls that are going to probably be put to vote, it might just help to provide some additional context. It can't hurt. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, thanks, Sudarshan. I'm going to come in over here as a member, not as a moderator. I have got 2 points to make. First is to validate exactly what Sudarshan said. And I think earlier, even Som said this in so many words. Is it a case to discuss? Yes, it is a case to discuss. Even I think there could be a conflict of interest. And I think that's the beauty about this. Everybody has been making obnoxious noises outside in the groups. If only this can be discussed at a meeting, I'm sure there are very intelligent and mature people. And I also believe that there could be a potential conflict of interest. I am with Sudarshan on that. I'm also with Mawa on another issue. Mawa, before I come to that, I think the whole thing that you spoke about, should Prasanna pay out of conscience? I think Som again addressed that issue, is that we are not here on a morality thing. If morality, we can discuss it separately. But here if we have come here, the bylaws become the reference point for everything. But I stand with Mawa on one issue, is that there is an anonymous letter. Is it so anonymous that nobody knows about it, and that letter takes so much of credibility in this entire discussion that the person is not identified, and nothing is said about it? In fact, in my mind, that if we are unable to identify the person, if the person is not willing to take responsibility for what he's pointing out, then the issue should not be raised at all. That is the respect we need to have. This whole anonymous letter has not connected up well with me. I don't know why an anonymous letter needs to play a role in the first place. So I'm going to, and we need to conclude this quickly, but what I'll do is I'll bring Madan in. Madan wants to speak. Yes, Payal, go ahead before I bring Madan in.
Yeah, I don't know if Prasanna is in, because he was not able to connect. Also, Mr. Jones, he was been requesting to let him in.
No, I see they are coming in without having to identify themselves. I am unable to do that.
Okay, so what I was trying to make point here is that just now that that you have raised the question, and also Mohammed said about the anonymous letter. We also have a different view of looking into that. I'm sure the president would say the same, because this is what has been discussion on in our board minutes also, and in the board meeting also. We have looked into what the query was and how we could resolve it. And therefore, we had a board meeting regarding this. The person, whoever has sent that, even I am not aware because it was addressed to the president. So whoever has sent an email, it was a request that the confidentiality be maintained, and this particular thing should be treated just as a whistleblower, just, an information, and there is nothing related to the candidate or anything. It's just the process. So we all thought that at this point of time, whatever, even a security can go ahead send message to us, not willing to be named, for several various reasons that we could see. There is too much of name calling, personal attack, and it goes on. There are, even if I was that case, I would like to keep that confidentiality, because fraud, criminal, cheater, this I don't deserve to be heard or called that way. But does that mean that I lost my right to even voice my opinion? I am just voicing out if the process is followed or not. I don't have any problem other than that. And for that, I wish to keep my identity confidential, because there are certain kind of group which always and every time wants to name call and threaten and do all sort of things, go lodge false police complaint. There are many harassments that we have gone through. Personally, I have gone through, but that is a different thing that I wouldn't like to keep my identity disclosed. I would definitely go ahead, but that could be one of the reason. And here our agenda was just to bring in the query and address and how can we resolve it. That was the only motto for this particular thing. And these kind of name calling and blaming and personal attack, it tantamounts to a lot of mental harassment and defamation. And it's just not that you are calling names on me. There is the entire family who suffers for that. The last previous EGM, when Prasanna was attacked, I have been personally to that house. The entire house was in a different situation. I cannot explain you what I saw there. The mother-in-law sitting there, aghast with all the comments that was hurled on him, the name calling. Even today, the words that used, forged, and criminal and cheater. No, we don't deserve to be that. You are also a member. You are sitting here for 25 years. You have never brought this. And you are asking me why I did not pay. I do not have the option to pay. You raised a demand of 10 rupees, for example, hypothetically putting, and I go and pay 20 rupees out of my conscience. Still that 10 rupee would be shown as advance. It wouldn't be going and taking and
Okay,
retrospectively. That's
I'll
all. That's
step in
all.
later. Yeah, let me. I understand your emotions. I'd like everybody to stick to the point. But the point is well made. That we need to be careful about this mudslinging that is going on. I'll bring in Madan so we can actually progress with it. Madan, go ahead and unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, just 30 seconds. See, every year we have an AGM for this very purpose, that we need to document and empower the board for any changes that we need to do in the laws. If that was noticed earlier, that could have been incorporated, and then that could have been part of the payment schedule. But suddenly, for what is the motivation to bring it up today and now this year is something that we need to also question. Doesn't matter. If the society feels that that needs to be paid, it cannot be retrospective. All laws are going to be prospective. They pass a law, add a bylaw that's saying that every shareholder needs to pay or whatever needs to be done, but make sure that it is uniform for everybody. And it cannot be, uh, exemptions for anybody. Just as payment of maintenance is for everybody, payment of sinking fund or everything else is also for everybody. So the AGM empowers the BOD to execute the activities that the society wants accomplished. The budget is made for that. The laws are made for that. Any discrepancies of security and other things are made for
that. And anything that is unusual has to be brought to the notice and addressed. That is all my point is.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Madan. I'll take only two more speakers. One is Sanjay and Saji. Saji is there before Sanjay. Prasanna, I'll hold you back. I'll see whether, because since this is pertaining to you and there is a conflict of interest, I will probably need to hold that back. But Saji, I'm unmuting you. Go ahead. After Sanjay, we'd like to take a decision on this and move ahead with it. Saji, over to you. Unmute yourself, please, before you speak.
Yeah, thank you, Nobi. I don't think I will take a long time, but two things I wanted to state. One is a technical observation that I made. Initially, I joined this meeting using my browser. That is a default option. I didn't have my Zoom app installed. So I was not getting any options for raising my hand or even responding to a poll. Okay, which means if there are anybody who has joined using the browser, which is a default option, they would not be able to join the poll or could see your presentation. Point number two, I mean, I don't know if somebody wants to rectify it or want to advise, they can go ahead with it. Number two is, I have been contacted by different owners, several owners in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Several discussions happened. In fact, I talked to the past presidents whether we can resolve this amicably. Several times in the night, late in the night, I've been talking. Thank you very much for all those inputs. One of the fundamental thing everybody is asking me, or rather their opinion was, why is it there is an anonymous email being discussed? I mean, we are all frustrated to know that, the name is not displayed. Why? What is so confidential about the name? Are we talking about the national security? What is so confidential about that particular person? Even in the Supreme Court, when you file a writ petition, the complainant name is displayed. Or if there is a moral case like a rape case or something, then probably the court is taking extra precaution not to display the name of the victim. Here there is no victim. These are all owners. As an owner, I would like to know who has made that complaint. I am not willing to respond to an anonymous email. This is my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thanks, Saji. I'll mute you again, and
Sanjay.
I will bring Sanjay in. Sanjay, go ahead and unmute yourself and speak.
Just to confirm if I'm audible.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Two things that I want to react to. One, I too had the same question about the anonymity of the email, but going by the experience that I have had myself when I asked Payal that why are we trying to keep this anonymous, but going by the experience that I've had, name calling and all that has been heard towards people, including me, I think keeping it anonymous was the right thing to do. I no longer dispute the action of the board because there is too much of dirt that's kind of happening. So that's just a statement. Coming to the other point, we've spoken about 2 agenda items. We'll have to start concluding those 2 items. One was whether by default can nominate, and the second one was about who could be non-members. We'll have to start concluding that because there is an alternate. There was an opinion on the second point that we have to establish, and I think that let's redo that. But let's start kind of summarizing it. I'll stop at that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what I'll do is, Prasanna is there. Som, I will lower your hand unless you insist that you want to speak. Then you can keep it up. But I'll give Prasanna the chance to speak. And after that, I think, Payal, we must close this case. We must move ahead in the meeting. Go ahead and speak, Prasanna.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. See, there are only 2 points which I was planning to make because people had raised questions about what was not paid, what was paid. So, to a couple of points. One is the swimming pool maintenance, security, and all. are included in the square feet area for maintenance, which both for whatever reason it has been clubbed into one, and I have paid for each inch square meter of square feet area 316 and 316A has got totally. Secondly, the reserve fund and other things last 25-30 years, including me and the present people who are talking, have not realized this, and we have not paid because nobody asked me to pay. I'm willing to pay what has to be done if 2 units are to be treated as 2 units, but it cannot be retrospective, as anybody said. It can be looking forward law. You say I have to pay so many years, you didn't pay, please pay. So that is my 2 points on it, and it is not fair to call people names here, and I don't want to take all the names. If anything has been done on all the nominations, so much we discussed, nominations had an issue. As a president, I decided to open it to public because I feel any whistleblower must be given a chance, and that's all. And naming doesn't matter who it sent, but what matters is what is there in that email. If you all of you in the general body feel it is fine for me. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, so
I will.
summarize.
Payal, can you come in and close this? Now, what is the agenda
So,
point? How do you like?
so I would just summarize this, since that, there's two things that was discussed. So one is the first one, as we see, and I respect whatever the general body has mandated, and I also respect Aparna's decision of not willing to participate for joining the vote. So thereby, whatever the general body thinks, the defaulter can nominate, cannot nominate, irrespective of that, Aparna does not wish to join the board. So that is one point which has been addressed. The second point is a non-member cannot go ahead and nominate a candidature. Here, I would like to go ahead and disclose, as you all have seen the nomination forms. Mr. Gurumurthy has gone ahead and nominated Mr. Kushilav Das, and Mr. Gurumurthy is not in possession of any apartment in Royal Heritage Association. And as per the mandate of the general body, I think that stands invalid. So we cannot go ahead with that. Also, adding up to this, last AGM, when we were not sure on the framework of the boards, candidates, how many should be present. So there was a lot of confusion and none of us were sure. Digging up on that, I have been sent by a general body that, there was an amendment passed in the year 2008 that only 7 members can be a part of the board. And I have shared that amendment with the then board members who had amended it. And I see that as per our bylaws clause, this amendment has followed a process of giving a notice of 21 days, and it was amended, and it was also submitted in the sub-registrar's office. Therefore, we right now have to stand by with 7 members framework currently in the board. So as of now, if I see, I think we have perfectly 7 members, and we might like to go with this.
So Payal, for the convenience and explicitity of everyone, can you pass a resolution? Say what the resolution is, and then we will pass the motion. And if anybody would like to speak, please put your hands up after she has finished speaking. Okay, Sanjay, I know your hand is already up, but Payal, would you like to go and put a resolution in place so that we go ahead and we close this agenda point?
So the resolution as per general body mandate, Mr. Aparna and Mr. Aparna's decision, he is not willingness to join in the board. So that leaves us with the 8 member, and also after taking the polling option from the general body, we see a non-owner has gone ahead and nominated a person which also stands invalid. Therefore, disqualifying that nomination. We currently have 7 members, and also as per the amendment which was done in 2008, we would like to go ahead and retain with that amendment, and therefore right now we are in 7 member and would like to continue according to that amendment and general body mandate.
Okay. I will let Sanjay come in, and after that, I'll ask who's seconding this motion out over here. Sanjay, go ahead and unmute yourself. And if anybody would like to go against this motion, please let us know. Put your hands up. You will be given a chance to speak. Only if you are against. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, on the first point, defaulter nominating someone, I think that's a mandate which I mean that's kind of concluded. On the second point, I think there was a room for deliberation that how do we define non-owners? Basis that we will have to conclude that what is the final communication. So to the second resolution, I think we need to conclude that we have adequately explained the general body about the question that they have raised, which Aparna has raised, I think one more person raised, saying what is the definition of non-owners, non-members. Let's do that first, and then we go to the second decision. That's going to be my request to the chair and to the general body.
Yeah, before the chair comes in, I know as a moderator, I can see questions coming up. I know there is a question coming up from Aparna. I'm sure that will be a representative question of many. And the question is to name the anonymous speaker letter. I would suggest, we should not even take it. This has been a waste of time and waste of days for everybody. According to me personally, we shouldn't have even acted on that, on something that is so anonymous and cannot have the credibility of being identified. That having said, it will leave a Pandora's box open if we have got to, because it will go down to, because if there was anonymous letter or even this nominations by somebody who's not a member, who's not even a member, then how did we pass all these things? How did it go through an election officer and come into there? It should have been rejected out over there outright. It should not have even come. But my suggestion is, we are moving ahead. We can make a lot of points. We can make a lot of arguments. I think the important thing is to move ahead. Nobody wants to mess up with their Sunday also. But I will, if you all are against it, these resolution or the motion that has just been passed, please put up your hand. Som, Saji, and whoever Oppo is. Are you?
This is Maitri.
Okay. Would you like to me to consider that you all three are against the motion? Otherwise, put your hands down. I'll call for your hands separately. Maitri, you are against the motion. Is that what I consider?
You have to unmute and ask her. I don't think so.
Okay. Maitri, I'm giving you a chance to speak. You are being unmuted. Yes, go ahead, Maitri. Hello. Go ahead.
Oh, that is, I think that is Geeta auntie.
Okay. Yeah. Geeta ma'am, go ahead.
This is Jones from M5.
Oh,
okay, please go ahead. Are you against the motion, or are you wanting to make a completely different point? Because if you're making a different point, we'll bring you in later. But we just want to close this issue.
No, the nomination was done very long back. And if that was aware that, the nominated person is not eligible to nominate, so that very initial moment that could have been avoided. And if there was a person, somebody else could have been nominated, or somebody else could have been given a chance.
Point well noted, but Jones, I think we are reinventing the wheel completely otherwise. So my suggestion is, let's stick to the point. Can we ensure that, are we unanimous? Because I don't think up.
No, my question, I and Mr. Jones are together as an husband and wife. I have one question here. You said if this law was, if a president or a secretary knows all the rules and regulations, when Mr. Gurumurthy has nominated Mr. Kushlav Das, if Mr. Gurumurthy is not valid, his wife should have considered, or his wife should have given nomination to Mr. Gurumurthy to give as Kushlav, Mr. Gurumurthy as an election can be voted. Now, after he has been boarded, now when he's raised a question about Mr. Prasanna, I feel that he is being removed because of he has raised a question. And I feel because of this reason only, no one are raising questions here. Is that after a person is nominated and when he has raised a question, it has been not valid, he has been removed means that is very no point. I don't feel there is a point in this. If Mr. Guru Murthy is not eligible, why was he given that nomination to be elected? After he has elected,
So
it
I'll
is
step
putting
in
a
over here.
person's dignity down, no?
Yeah, I'll
A
step in over.
person is standing and working on it. A
I'll
board member, he's a board member. He was a board member. Today you're telling he's not a board member. My question here is to the secretary and the president, why this was not noticed
Yes,
about
yes.
Mr. Guru
Can
Murthy?
I step in?
And
Can I step
after
in?
he is elected, why
Can I
it is
step
being
in,
removed?
Mrs. Jones? Can I step in, Mrs. Jones? Sorry, I'm going to mute you all. Yes, and I think, Mrs. Jones, that's a very valid point. But that's exactly what I said. By addressing that point, we'll open up a Pandora's box and we'll go on for another 1 hour of discussion. Why we did and why we didn't do. There has been a lapse. We agree with it. But now the question, this AGM is come predominantly because we'd like to understand that what do we do? There is a deviation. Now we can go on arguing this till the cows come back home and nothing we are going to achieve. We have to move ahead. So the decision that we are taking is that one, since that nomination according to bylaws is invalid, it's null and void, it be treated as null and void, and we should not go further on that. And I would strongly advise that if anybody has got any concern or doesn't want to support this motion, then please put your hands up. Let's not get into a whole lot of discussion now, because that's going to take hours together and we are not going to achieve anything. And I think Som said this earlier, let's not sit on a morality chair somewhere, right? We are not going to achieve it. Right? Okay, I'm going to. So Aparna, Saji, Mr. Jones, and Suraj are against the motion. Okay, all those against the motion, please.
So we have 4 against the motion.
Yeah, make a note of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will put up another poll. How many are for the motion? How many are against the motion? I can see more and more names coming up. Please, I will put up another poll for the proposition and against the
There is a
proposition.
problem here. Mahua and Dibendu both raises hands. So that becomes a problem. So if you now see, we just have, 3.
No, so if it's so close, then we will have to do another thing. If the choices, if the votes are very distinct, like 70% is to 30%, then we are very clear, right? But if it's 49 to 50, then we will have to do it again.
Yeah,
So I'm
and there are
launching.
people who are holding proxies too.
Okay, so if in case we'll require, we will come down to that. So Payal, I would like you to articulate that proposition again. Please articulate it so that I'll put up the vote and people can vote for it or against it. Okay, before I launch that poll, I will tell you what it means for it and what it means against it. And I'm giving also providing unsure. In case you are unsure, please take that stance. And if there are anything more than 35% sitting in unsure, we'll have to unfortunately put this up for discussion again. Okay, so Payal, over to you. Please go ahead and articulate what the motion is. What are you suggesting?
So the motion is that we are going ahead continuing with 7 members in the board as per the amended bylaws done in 2008. And also respecting Mr. Aparna's decision to step down from the board and not willing to join the board, we stand with 8 members and 1 member being disqualified by the general body's mandate as he or she was elected or nominated by a non-owner. So therefore, that brings down the number of the board members from 9 to 7, and we would like to go ahead and continue with the 7 members on the board. Do we agree with this?
Okay,
Continuing.
so I will rephrase this for your understanding. Do you support, are you for the fact that we have taken a decision that we will appreciate the resignation of Aparna, and we will also appreciate that the nomination made by Guru Murthy will be disqualified? Okay. I'm in two ends. I am not very sure, though I personally don't want Aparna to resign. But I'll put it up. Um, you know, if you are for this, that we will continue as a 7-member team, please vote for it or vote against it. And if you are not for either of two, put unsure. Then we will have the discussion again. Okay, I'm launching the poll. Please look up your screens. Okay, 25 out of 27 have responded, which is a very, very good response. I'll give it another 10-15 seconds just in case those two want to. But I'll tell you, one of them is me, but I can't vote since I'm a moderator. So one person has, okay, all of them have, I'll end the poll. So this is the result. I'm going to show you the result and you'll be surprised to see the results over here. So 77% of people, 20 out of 26 have voted for the proposition. Okay, so I think the mandate is very clear. 4 out of 26, which is 15%, have voted against, and 2 don't want to vote either for it or against it or is unsure about it. So I think with that, let's not have any discussions. I would propose, but it's up to Payal and of course Prasanna to discuss this further.
So before the president comes in, there is a request for announcing the names of the 7 members. I would announce Mr. Prasanna, Mrs. Aarti, Dr. Hegde, Mr. Madan Gopal, Mr. Guru Murthy, and Mrs. Payal Chaudhary. These are the 7 members. I hope I've covered everybody. Yes, and these are the 7 members who would be continuing in the board. So moving on to the next agenda point quickly, because there are lots to do and there are many people, holding around for this. Just a second. So Prasanna, could you please come in and...
Yeah, before Prasanna comes in, before you take the next one, shall we give Saji a chance to speak?
Also, Mr. Naresh. I'm sorry, I forgot to include Mr.
Yeah,
Naresh.
Saji, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, basically, I wanted to clarify that earlier I raised my hand to speak and not as a vote.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to clear the confusion.
Got it.
So I voted properly. So second one is right now, there are 7 members in the board, like earlier. But I wanted to clarify, or, I don't know if others are aware of it or not. Dr. Hegde, Dr. K.K. Hegde has been a co-opted member. He was co-opted during my presidentship, and any co-opted member loses his membership in the next AGM. That means he is no longer a board member. So we have only 6 members now. I wanted to be very clear here. We have only 6 members in the board unless Dr. Hegde has been co-opted already. And no, let me complete this. Let me complete this. Okay. So that is that could be a technical error which you can rectify in this meeting itself or on a later date. Second point is that if there is a vacancy in the board, I want to make a sincere request to the rest of the board. Be unanimous in this. See, I've been the president for the last 1 year, 1 year, probably 1.5 years, by God's grace. It was tough time because there was hardly any help for me. It was a fact. It was a one-man show for most of the time. One of the persons who helped me a lot in everything, I don't want to hesitate to put his name, it was Aparna. Be it the garden, he brought his friend when nobody was there to take up the garden work. He was there every day to supervise the work. He was liaisoning in reducing the cost, etc. Aparna was there. When there was a criminal case, it was Aparna who brought in Vivek Reddy as our advocate. He has been there with me in many meetings with Vivek Reddy, and he was instrumental in reducing the cost and getting an appointment at the earliest. Third, during the painting, he was there. He was there almost every day supervising, or I was waiting in the office for Aparna to return so that, I take a critical feedback from him. It is not that, always I agreed with him. No, but his suggestions were valid for me to take a quality decisions at many times. And I'm very thankful to him. I'm sorry to see that whatever be the reason, Aparna is not in the board. I call upon this general body to request along with me for Aparna to rejoin the board for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I
Thank
want
you.
to step in over here, Saji, and what I'm going to do is I think I partly slipped through my mouth. I completely echo what Saji is saying. I think Aparna is a very diligent, very caring, very conscientious person, and I propose that on your behalf that I know we'd like to respect it, but can we co-opt him into the board? I think there is a provision to co-opt. Som will know better. I generally go through his advice, but I would like to co-opt him because I think we need people like him into the board. And on your behalf, after this meeting is over, I will talk to Aparna to tell him to reconsider this and be a part of it. We require people, and we require to work with different minds. That is the need of leadership. We have to work with different kinds of people. As long as they are not, sorry to use the word again, defaulters, and defaulters in absolutely the term that Som described. Because you can't default and then come in and take care of the association. I would take that opportunity to actually go ahead and talk to Aparna after this. Sanjay, you are unmuted. Go ahead.
I think we
Yes,
need to.
meeting is entering some function. Could we just hear him out? Sanjay, could you give him a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Who?
Prasanna, please unmute.
Okay, I'll unmute him. Yes, Prasanna, go ahead, unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, I have to go meet Air Marshal, and I have come to his place for a get together. So I need to be going out to the meeting. If anything is required from me, please let me know. Now, in next 5 minutes, I can do what I have to do. But I'll have to leave the meeting.
Okay,
So
I suggest
if I may
you will give
if I may speak,
Mr. Payal.
Yeah, sorry. No, if I may speak on behalf of Prasanna, then I think Mr. Madan Gopal takes the chair now.
Okay, Madan, you are the chair.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, Madan, I will unmute you and give you the mic. Yes, go ahead. Sanjay, go ahead. You are also unmuted.
Hey, I'm in the middle of a family ritual. There is a puja going on right now, so I don't know how much I will be able to participate.
Okay,
But yes, if there is anything that I need to do.
recommend Som, or I recommend Aparna, one of the two. Anyone. Som, can I recommend you, please?
Sorry, Nobby, it has to be someone from the board who has to chair, so
Okay.
Payal has to take it up.
Okay, Payal, go ahead.
Yes,
Sanjay, you are speaking.
If I'm being allowed
Yes,
for a quick
please
moment.
speak. Yeah.
Yeah. So to the point that Mr. Sari said about one member was co-opted and it goes to the general AGM for ratification. I think if that's the case, then we might have to have a discussion right away. It cannot go for co-option in the board because it should have been brought there. That's point number one. Point number two, I think there is a consensus for Aparna's candidature. Of course, Aparna has to give his consent, but maybe that's something which we may have to. Let's see if we can spend like a minute or so to hear from Aparna. If he, now that he has heard from everyone, is he still willing to continue, or is it a strict no from him? So that at least we'll be able to solve it right here.
I have another suggestion. Can we first do a small poll for or against the proposition? I'll put up that thing again. I'll relaunch that poll, but this time the thing will be different. It will be to co-opt Aparna into this position. I know, Aparna, your hands are up, but I will let you speak. But first, I think it's important for all to know whether we should have Aparna co-opted. 1 minute.
Before we do that, Nobby, I would just like to come in here, nothing related to Aparna. That Mrs. Sanjay just made a point that, and also Mr. Saji made a point that Dr. Hegde was in co-option and it was not regularized, or it has to be like regularized as per the first AGM that was conducted, the previous AGM on 12th October. All the members, 9 members, were accepted by the AGM, and therefore he was regularized. His co-option was regularized as a member, and therefore he continues in the board. Yes, now we can go ahead with whatever you're suggesting.
Yeah, so I will launch this poll again, and this poll is as simple as what you see on the screen. Is should we co-opt Aparna into the board? Please go ahead and give your votes. And out of 27, please count me in that mine is a yes for Aparna. "17 out of 26 have participated. "20 out of 26. I'll give it another 15 seconds. Okay. 22, it's counting. Give it another 5 seconds and then I'll put it in the poll. Okay. Okay, 22 out of 28 have this. I'll end the poll and I want all of you, including Aparna, to see the results. So, I think, Aparna, I'll unmute you, but please remember that all of us want you to be co-opted into the board and play a responsible role. We all have faith in you. Go ahead, Aparna.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's actually nice to see everybody wants me to join to the board. Due to some reasons, I don't want to be a part of the board. But whatever I used to do earlier, my support is always there. Irrespective of me being in board or not. What I feel is probably my mindset might not work over there, because there might be different of opinions coming up. I would like to stay out of the board, but when it comes to the legal issue, I'm always there. That's one thing I can promise. So thank you.
Okay, I will talk to Aparna after this meeting, and till then we'll consider that the board the entire AGM has ratified his candidature to be co-opted. I will get Som in. Som, over to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's very well conducted meeting. Few observations on few comments. I think we all have raised our hand for Aparna, and you will speak to him separately. I am speaking to him here. I think as professionals, we come from corporate background of leading large organizations. So I can tell you, Aparna, since I'm senior to you by age and by experience, that in the large corporates, when thousands of people work and you are on the board or in the management, there is always difference of opinion. But it is fun to work with different five fingers in the hand, so that those five fingers make a good fist, which gives us the strength. So I'm just giving you certain analogy for you not to take it emotionally, but to take it very rationally and reconsider that. But I would always respect ultimately your own personal choice. But when it comes to taking a decision in a situation where you know that there could be disagreement on the issues, I always look at the case and do not look at the face. That's my way of looking at it. And many professionals like me would also do the same. And that's when they are actually able to make progress in their career, in their professional life. Coming back to a few points specifically to Saji's, I think again taking corporate. I think in all the corporates today, including the government, there is a whistleblower policy. And when it is whistleblower, for instance, if there is a theft or a commission cut happening in Royal Heritage, even the security has a responsibility to actually inform the right people to kind of take cognizance of. That does not mean we will expose the security, because naturally there will be personal attack and vengeance on him. So worldwide, whistleblower policy is across, take any country, any advanced country, United States, entire Europe, or even in India, it's an acceptable practice. We have to respect to the privacy, and the example that was given in Supreme Court and all that are not apple to apple. So this is number two. Number three, definitely, I mean, after all this, because we have to ask ourselves that we have gone through such a detailed and a very well managed kind of AGM, though a few more agenda points are still left, but those contentious issues have been very well debated. Everyone got a chance to speak, everyone got a chance to voice their preference. And finally, what is important is that we need to work as a team for the welfare of the society. If there is a party standing in opposition against the interest of the association, against the interest of our own rights in the property, we will have to jointly get united and speak up. And we cannot really try to camouflage those by creating groups, etc. So my submission is that we have to respect each other, we have to stand for the right cause, we have to stay united, and eventually work for the welfare of the Royal Heritage Association and Royal Heritage community. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Som. I'll just, Saji, if you have anything that is to be made so that we can quickly close this, because we are already at 11:30. Can we hear from you? I've already unmuted you. We can't hear you, Saji. You have to unmute yourself over there.
Yeah, thank you. Nothing much to say. Aparna, if you are still hearing, you and I had a long conversation, almost an hour yesterday before you resigned. I strongly advised you not to resign. I understand your emotional concerns. You told me everything that you have been going through in the last 2 weeks. I completely understand your situation, but I request you to please come out of that, that emotions, and we need to be professionally working together. You have been a good advocate for the right thing. You have been a good advocate against the wrong things. I am very well aware of it. So I request again and again to reconsider this. Maybe you might take a couple of days more, but still I would like to inform you that we are behind you. Number two, I wanted to clarify one thing very, very clear. During the painting incident, I have got my flat painted. This is done after informing the board and taking permission from them that, I'm doing it for so and so amount. And if anybody has any objection, I wanted their opinion. Everybody has agreed. In fact, they asked me what is the amount and all, which I have clarified, and different people have again checked up with them if they wanted to do painting. And if anybody has any doubt about whether I have paid the amount, please check up with the manager. The receipts and the orders are with them. And I don't have the details right now in front of me. So whoever has any doubts, it is with the manager. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Let's give Kushalov Das one chance to speak. Kushalov, please speak. Only if it's relevant to this. Let's not get digressed. Yeah, go ahead, unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, can you please tell me the names of the new board members?
We will send that across to you.
No, just a verbal communication now, if you can tell. Just any one of you.
Payal, quickly rattle it out and let's move on.
Mr. Prasanna, Mr. Naresh, Mr. Madan Gopal, Dr. Hegde, Mrs. Aarti, Mr. Gurumurthy, and Mrs. Payal.
Okay, now I have a question. Is Mr. Gurumurthy a owner of any of the apartments here?
No.
Then how he is in the board?
Because his spouse is one of the owner, and according to my bylaws point, a spouse or any parent can go ahead and stand for the nomination. And
Okay, so if a person can himself get into the board without being an owner, then how is his nomination for me is getting objected? My simple question. Just answer me this.
Kushalov, I'll answer that to you.
Yeah.
We have predominantly gone in by the norms given in the bylaws.
And
in the bylaws, it explicitly discourages that nomination. So if you have any problem with that, then we need to address that bylaw. But we can't make a change because...
No, a person who himself is in the board now and he nominates someone else, that person cannot be in the board.
That's a
so
good
that's
question.
what you people are wanting to tell me.
Because both these, there are provisions in the bylaws. In your case, it is against you. In Gurumurthy's case, it is for him. And we have gone by the bylaws. Now, if you're challenging those bylaws, it becomes an absolutely different argument altogether, which I don't propose that we should do it over here, and we don't have the time for that.
So Das, you are a valid member.
Yeah, thanks, Kushalov.
Gurumurthy, it stands valid. But Mr. Gurumurthy, as a non-owner, will not be able to go ahead and nominate you, and that's why that disqualification. If I could answer that.
Yeah, Payal, can we move ahead with the next
next agenda? So the next agenda is discussion and approval on the budget for 25-26 as recommended in the AGM. Could we go ahead, please can you put Mr. Naresh in unmute, and I would request Mr. Naresh.
Naresh, can you please put up your hand so that I can identify you? I'm unable to identify where you are. I'm trying to find...
312.
Huh? Yeah, Naresh you said, right? Payal, did you say Naresh?
Yes, I said Naresh.
Naresh from 312, yes, he's in. Naresh, can you please identify yourself, unmute yourself, please. I don't know why Naresh is not unmuting himself. I am unable to help him. What is it about Naresh? Payal, you'll have to step in over here. Let's move on.
He has to present the budget. We have to display the budget.
Sanjay is raising his hand. I'll bring him in. Yes, Sanjay, go ahead in the meanwhile. I don't know how to help.
Sanjay can help with that because Sanjay has the budget.
Okay. I will not take the authority of presenting the budget, but what I can request is if Nobby, you or Payal can put up the budget on the screen.
Yes,
then I think it's pretty much self-explanatory, and we can deliberate on the numbers.
Can you send it across to me?
Or let me do this. Let me bring it up on the screen if the
Okay, I
chair
think
allows.
Naresh is unmuted. Naresh, can you go ahead and speak? I'm still unable to hear Naresh. Go ahead, Sanjay.
Okay, let me try to bring up the screen, and I hope I have the permission.
Okay, I've just given you the permission.
Okay.
Go put it up on the screen yourself.
Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I am putting it up on behalf of the board. I am not presenting the budget. Let me first clarify, because there should not be any feeling that there's a deviation to the process. So, because I have gone through the numbers, so I am pretty much up to speed. But Payal, do you want me to provide a
Yes.
walkthrough? Would you want to talk about the budget?
If you could walk us through, please, that would be really good.
Okay, so since I know these numbers, obviously, so it's easy for me to kind of go through it. So these were the actuals for the last year, which obviously will match with the audited balance sheet. The budgeted numbers are, for what I have seen, ballpark compared to the last year, give or take 5 to 10% deviation based on whatever the expected numbers that is supposed to be paid for 25-26. There's one item which is kind of which stands out compared to last year, is the building expenses. Now that has been reduced to 1 lakh, which is because I think there was this capital expenditure relating to plumbing, etc., which was charged to P&L. Otherwise, the other expenses pretty much fall in line with what was there in 2024-25. So that is how the budget, as I can see, comes to around 51 lakh, 50 lakh 98,000. So I think it has been there with everyone for the last 12 hours or 24 hours. I feel comfortable now with the budget on the revenue side. Before we go to the capital, maybe I think I'll propose, because I'm just presenting it on the screen right now. I'm talking through this, but I very well have the right to kind of propose for approval of the budget. So open to the general body unless we want to run a poll for this. So let me pause at that.
Can you stop sharing, Sanjay? Or
Yes, sure.
Okay, no, I think hold on.
I can come back. I can come back any moment. Okay. Sorry, you want me to bring up my screen?
Yeah, bring up your screen. Bring up your screen. I still want to run the poll. Is the budget approved? Okay, I'll run it.
If you can put it for the regular expenditure, because there is a component for the capital expenditure. I can talk through that also, and
No, I
then
think
maybe
you do. I will. If anybody wants to raise any issue, please raise your hand. I will immediately bring you in. Then we can pass the budgets once and for all.
Okay, so let's spend some time going through the capital expenditure. I think this is for the legal cases that we have. Obviously, the board will have to talk about what these legal cases are for. The KIDB disbursement, obviously, this is a outgo of money which can happen at any point of time, as and when people come to claim this money. And I think what I see here, there's a much required expenses for the last so many years, gym equipment, which I know is legit. For what I understand, these are already the expenses which has been incurred in 2025-26, which is from April till date, most part of it for painting, plumbing, the duct sheet, etc., etc. And obviously, I wouldn't have a lot of background on specifics of these numbers, but I think this seems to be pretty much self-explanatory in terms of transformers, main gate, the duct sheet, etc., etc.
So can
let me stop at that.
Naresh is back, I think.
I'm sorry?
I'll bring Mahesh in, but Suraj has raised his hand. I'd like to unmute him. Suraj, I'm unmuting you. I really appreciate. I know Suraj is in New York, and it's about, in my mind, I think it's about 1:15 over there. Suraj, appreciate you staying awake for this. All over to you, Suraj.
Thank you. And thank you, Sanjay, for presenting. I think Mr. Naresh is back on the call, and I would like him to, just for the sake of procedures being maintained so that you don't get called out later on, etc. And if they have any specific comments and against any specific line, it will be good to hear.
Sure, Suraj, thank you so much for calling that out. Let me shut up
I'll
now.
try and identify Naresh. I'm not yeah, I could see him. I'm unmuting Naresh also. Naresh, you are being unmuted. Please unmute it on your
Yeah.
this and come in.
Thank you, Nobi. Thank you, Sanjay, for presenting it on behalf of me. Since Sanjay has already presented, I would request all the members, if there is any queries, do let us know on the revenue part.
Okay, so shall we go over to the capex? If there are no queries.
If there is no queries, please do let us know. This is the capex.
Okay, somebody is asking Oppo. I think I have unmuted you. Please go ahead and unmute yourself and speak. Saji, I'll do it after this.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this budget, what is there? The other for budget payments being made for the legal expenses and so many other things. Is this budget is part of the maintenance what the owners and tenants are paying, or it is separate budget which is there for all these expenditures?
This is part taken from the capex. That is the reserve fund and the maintenance that we pay. From there, we prepare the budget under
So
different.
since some messages were on the tenants group also, one of our tenants and asking that, what is the thing that these expenditures, if that or those things are not part of it, at least the maintenance charge can be reduced.
We can discuss that. We can take it after this. Can we please stick to budget now, please? We can address that query.
So, Payal, I think the question is these expenses that is relating to legal, as you clarified, is out of the capital expenses.
Yeah.
Or the reserve fund that we have been contributing. Now, the question was, is there going to be a beneficial impact on the residents or the owners relating to maintenance if you foresee that these expenses coming down? Because obviously this may not stay as is. And this is where maybe the board might have to present what is the proposal for the revised maintenance. Actually, that will give some direction to everyone that whatever we have been paying for the last couple of years, including the increased maintenance, does it stay as is, or is there going to be a change? Because that's the primary concern everyone has. Are we continue to pay SIM, or will there be an expected reduction now that we have been able to better manage it?
So we have this query was brought to us in the previous AGM also, and we have worked around for that. We also, Naresh, can we just go ahead and display that as to what we are thinking and how could we, show them that how we can bring the maintenance down? Because Sanjay, myself, President, the treasurers, they have been working on this and we have worked quite a lot. So we were coming next for this topic. So now that you have brought it up, you can as well see if we can get it down. Now that also approval is required from the general body, what they think about it.
Correct. Just give me a moment. I can bring it up on the screen.
It's on the screen, Naresh. Please go ahead.
Okay. Oh, great. So there is a clear current what we are collecting as of 25-26 budget amount, and proposed budget is given where reduction in the initial every apartment used to pay will be reduced, in fact. So from the current year to from previous year to current year, proposing year, you guys can see it on the screen.
So,
The
Naresh, and
reserve
since
funds,
I'm unmuted.
reserve funds, what we used to collect per flat per quota around 1,248 has been reduced to 312.
So if I may ask, Naresh, and obviously, since I'm unmuted, I have the luxury
Yeah,
to
please go
ask
ahead.
the
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
So if I am reading it right, the proposal is to bring down the maintenance from 3 rupees 70 to 3 to rupees 25.
Correct.
Is that a fair summary? Okay.
Correct.
And in the reserve fund also, there is a proposal that we bring down the reserve fund now that bigger component of the capital expenditure has been incurred. We still have some cash with us already, which is in form of the FD, which could keep us covered for the coming time. So the reduction is also being proposed for the reserve fund.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
And if I remember the numbers right, I mean, I would obviously remember 312,000, which is 3.212 lakh.
Yeah.
It will revert us to 250 rupees per month reserve fund from per flat. That's fair, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I think I have my answer. This looks encouraging to me as one of the owners. So I think I would be happy to go ahead and want to pay with the revised amount. This reduces the expenses outgo.
Great. Sanjay, let's hear others'
Yes,
opinion on that. I think Saji and Somnathji.
Saji, I'll unmute Saji if he has anything. After that, and Som has a view. I'll unmute Saji first. Go ahead, Saji.
Basically, I have two things to ask you, rather, clarify. If you look at the capex, can you come back to capex, please? Yeah.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, item number 3, KIDB reimbursement TDS.
Yeah.
It comes to 11 lakhs 20,000 rupees, right? Am I right?
Correct. Correct.
I think that is not TDS. It is the total KIDB reimbursement amount which is kept in the our coffers. There are several owners who have not collected the money. The TDS is also included in that because TDS by itself cannot be that type of big amount.
No, that's why it's plus, right? Reimbursement plus.
Is it a plus? Is it? Okay, I missed
Yeah, it's
that.
a plus. Yeah.
I missed. Okay. Basically, my comment on that is different. This query was asked by Sanjay Somani last time, and I couldn't answer it properly. Later on, I went through the accounts again, and I realized that KIDB against reimbursement, some of the names that are given who have not collected, I don't think that is 100% accurate to the best of my belief. So, which means, that need to be relooked at and revise that figures because I believe some collections have been already included and some collections that have not been done is not done. So somebody has to audit it. Basically, do not disburse anything from that account until it is properly audited and you are convinced that it is genuine.
Noted. Point noted.
I hope you understood what I'm trying to say.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
From the balance sheet, you can look at the balance sheet, page number 8. There seems to be some irregularities. Okay. If that is noted, then second query is on the, come back to the maintenance, please. The new maintenance proposed is 3 rupees 25 paise, right?
Correct.
That includes the, the utility charges also, or is it separate?
It's separate.
Sorry, it should be included because 370 included it in the past. I'm presuming this is an apple-to-apple comparison which includes both. I mean that's my assessment going by the prior number.
Sanjay, you are instrumental in
Yes, I can see the numbers and can comment, of course. So this does include the utility amount. Yes.
This includes the utility amount, right?
Yes, correct.
So basically, each of us are going to pay, assume I have a 1,000 rupees square feet flat, I'm going to pay per month 3,250 for my square feet charges, plus 250 rupees for my reserve fund contribution. Am I right in that? So if it is a 1,000 rupees square feet flat, I am paying per month 3,500 rupees.
I think, yeah, that should be the number, sir.
That should be the numbers. Okay. Now my question here is, I have raised this in the last AGM also. We have digital water meters installed. Are we considering that, to reduce the cost further? I don't want to elaborate that question. I hope you understood.
So you mean to say limiting the units of usage?
Absolutely. Not limiting the usage, billing the responsible people based on their consumption.
Based on the consumption. So yeah, obviously
There
this
are
has to be
flats which
taken
are,
into the board.
I can tell you there are flats. I've analyzed it multiple times. There are few flats which are consuming extremely high, and most of the apartments are at a very moderate stage, and few apartments like 303, 302, M02, etc. are consuming very, very little amount of water. I'm just giving some examples. So, why should you punish somebody who is not consuming water because somebody else is consuming a lot more than what they are expected? So let them pay for whatever they're consuming. There are two ways of looking at it. One is take out the water bill completely out of this and bill it separately for every flat separately, or make it as my reading was that 15,000 rupees, 15,000 liters per month is a good ballpark figure for each flat, and anything above that you charge it as per the Kaveri consumption cost.
Noted. So as of now, we have not incorporated it on this revised budget. Obviously, as you aware, Mr. Saji, that this meters was recently fit out. So
I know.
the accurate figures, and let's have at least 1 year. My suggestion would be, obviously, as an individual, at least we should see the 1 year data, and then we take a call. Obviously, again, we need to present it in the EGM, and based on the voting, we can do that. Absolutely.
Fair enough, because we already have about 8 months data with us. Please consider this, at least in the next AGM, come out with something that will reduce the water bill. Not only water bill, along with that, our maximum electricity consumption is by the motors, which is pumping water up.
True.
So 2-3 times it is being done. About from 16 hours of running the borewell meter, we in the previous board reduced it to 8 hours or even less than that. We can further reduce it, and the common electricity bill will immediately come down. This is the idea. Plus, of course, water is a precious resource in our country, and we need to be, as a responsible citizen, we should consume only the water that is required.
Point taken, sir. Definitely.
And Naresh, to look at the budget, I must congratulate you. It's a very comprehensive, and I analyzed it from both capital and revenue expenditures, as well as you're working towards coming out to a very good. In fact, that is less than what I proposed in the last budget. So it's a lot of relief for the residents. That is wonderful. I think it will be about 2,500 rupees per month to minimum to every flat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And obviously, I should share this with Sanjay as well, because he was also instrumental in understanding, because this is the first time I'm going through all these things. So obviously, Sanjay and was instrumental to this part. Thanks, Sanjay.
Okay, I'll bring in Som over here, followed by Apana, after which we can pass a resolution on this. Som, please unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, I think the budget looks comprehensive. Some of the comments, I would just like to embolden those. For instance, the water, we have spent almost you know a lot of money. I don't remember in energy meters, that means water meters, what was the bill, but it was substantial. And of course, now we need to use the data to our advantage, which possibly what Saji was also trying to mention. To add to his comment, I will suggest instead of waiting for 6 months, we nearly have 8-10 months data available with us, and having first of all sensitizing all the owners that if there are leakages and happening in a particular flat for a long time, and that increases the consumption, that's a very, very concerning matter, because then we are not even caring for one of the most precious resources that we have, which is water. So, and at the same time, we are paying heavily because we also pay the BWE SSB bills. So therefore, if I think the last proposal was having 15, if you see the data, the average max consumption is not exceeding 15,000 liters per month. That is the kind of data average. It could be 15 or 16 that a committee can look at. But if over 10 months of data is confirming that, which also takes care of the seasonality, for instance, summer and winter months and the average, so in another 2 months we will get an annual average, comprehensively taking the seasonality into consideration. With that, we should be able to fix a very fair per flat average consumption. And once we are able to do that, I think the first step is the committee should sensitize before starting to charge, sensitize all the owners that we have reviewed the data and this is what it is. And some of the flats, without naming and shaming, some of the flats are substantially exceeding the limit. There could be reasons that there are internal leakages or unmindful usage, etc., etc. We would like you to, within so and so time, like to look at this. If there is a maintenance issue, where society will help to get the plumbers, etc., etc. And after that, in next 3 to 4 months time, we should be thinking really to implement a average cap based, and someone who's exceeding first 50 liters you may not really care, or first 100 liters. Beyond that, you start charging with at least at the cost, so that you are able to sensitize and recover. The current maintenance includes utility charges, that is water and electricity, which is coming down to 325, almost 11% reduction. Looks very good. I think the challenge would be to stay onto the budget, and the way the detailing has been done, it looks that it will be possible. And you have always the help coming from the experienced people like Sanjay and others, and Saji can also always, whether he's in the board or not, can continue to give advices with the experience that he has. And all of us have seen a lot of this data over and over again, and we can all give the inputs. So with this, I think the budget looks very good. Most of the capital expenditure has been carried out, so we don't see there is any major capex coming up, barring the maybe generator, lift, etc., which in case there is any kind of replacement or major repair required. In this session, I would also like to bring up, so because one of the experience we have last 2-3 weeks is an extremely disrespectful, unruly behavior by some board members and also few others. So RHA group is a residential group where we have our families and all of that. When these kind of personal attacks happen, I think every group has an admin, and there are certain protocols. We need to really now discuss here that if anyone is getting into any personal attack, the admin should straight away delete that message, put a warning, and next time take out that person from the group. This is my suggestion. I don't know whether you would run a poll or you would do, but I think that is the bare minimum we expect from a residential community to implement the decision. Same is applicable for the board members. compatibility issues are not appreciated at all. Difference of opinion does not mean that I have the liberty to attack someone. I would always confront on the issue without looking at the face. I think these maturity and these protocols are extremely essential, and I would like general body to pass a resolution that what could be the disciplinary steps that we can take. It is not to isolate people, but to sensitize them and to tell them that what is good and what is not so good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll bring Aparna in. Aparna, go ahead.
Yeah, see the budget which has been kept for the gym, 2 lakhs. I feel it's too less. I mean, if you want to upgrade the gym, then minimum you have to spend around 5 to 6. Because I see, a lot of people who's residing here, they're going outside, to use the gym facility because the gym is not good over here. So nowadays the equipments or whatever come in, I mean, if you want a good quality one, then you have to spend. If you buy something which is not of good quality, then again after a year it will go off. So when you're doing it, let's do it properly. So I would suggest at least minimum 5 to 6 lakhs you have to spend, as per what I feel. And second thing is, I have suggested last time, to get the badminton court converted to pickleball, because badminton court nobody is using it, because of the it's not playable yet, outdoor badminton. So pickleball is outdoor game. So since we have a court there, we can convert it to pickleball, for which I mean a budget of 4 lakhs is required. What I feel. So if you have money, then I would suggest these two things to consider, because there are a lot of you know owners who have given their apartment for rent, and there are a lot of young people who are living here. So at least when we do this, at least they feel okay. The maintenance what they're paying for, at least they're getting these facilities. That's all. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll come in over here. As far as I think Aparna brought in 2 points. One, I have a difference or a contrarian view. One, I completely agree with him in terms of the pickleball. I think outdoor pickleball, that is a great place, and it's an upcoming sport and something that people would look forward to. I'll endorse that completely. But that having said, even the gym is a good idea that it needs to be upgraded. But having been associated with clubs and with gyms and sport for years, I can tell you 5-6 lakhs will simply not move the needle. It will not get your people back to the club, because you need to spend at least 20 lakhs. And to me, I think the gym is not going to cut ice by just investing about 4 or 5 or 6 lakhs. That is my take. I'll let anybody else come in. Yes, Aparna, if you wanted to refute, go ahead and do that. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Aparna.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Nobby, that I mean, if you are looking to that extent, where a club or a gym, a proper gym, then we need to spend. But at least to get few equipments, 5 to 6 lakhs, at least the flooring, we can at least get a rubber flooring done there, and then few equipments can be done within a budget of 6 to 7 or probably 10 lakhs also. I mean, which can change the look and feel of the
Yeah,
gym.
I'm with you. It's just that I think the people who go to the gyms outside, they may not come back if you think that that is going to get them back. Very unlikely, because the investments are much higher and the facilities that they get over there are much, much higher. But anyway, I leave that to you.
I agree. I mean, see, you can't get to that extent, but at least bare minimum of which can be done. I mean, at least definitely it'll might change the look and feel of our apartment. Like how after painting the apartment look has changed. Similar to that, it might give little more betterment. That's all I would say.
Yeah, I'll bring in somebody from 204. I don't know how I need to pronounce your name, but go ahead, unmute yourself and speak. Please unmute yourself. Okay.
I try. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Salma and Samir. That's why it's a short form. Sorry about the confusion. Hope you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
All right. This is with respect to the water meter installation. It's definitely a good idea, but I have one suggestion. When we go through the trend for over an year, please try to remove the outliers. There could be houses that are vacant. But let's take the median part of it and try to see if 15,000 is the best limit that we can have for limit. Setting a benchmark for the overusage later on for the billing. But I suggest please remove the outliers before we do that and suggest. Okay. Yeah, I think that's one thing. And definitely being as a owner for the last 12 plus years, recent conversations going on in the groups has been, I wasn't enjoying it while it was very we were all disappointed. Definitely, we didn't want it to see anything, any disagreements. We should have sorted out in a better way. But speaking in resident group, because we have tenants who may not be feeling good about the entire society or the association, the apartment, I think that we should avoid. That's the only request that I have, not to panic the residents or tenants who have nothing to do about the background that is going on with the owners.
Yeah, I'm going to come in over here and kind of echo the point that Salma is making. Salma, I'm not very sure when you said Salma Samir, is this the same Samir who put up a small post in the same group? But I presume it is. You're muted in any case. But I'll respond to this. It has disappointed us and left us with very bad taste. Very, very bad taste. I mean, I've been in this apartment from the first year, from 2000, and I've been a part of this AGMs for all these years. There has been such mudslinging that is going on, just reaching new lows. It's absolutely not acceptable. And the irony it is, people are saying that there is a parallel board. They are probably indicating to a legal group where we had come together. We still continue to advise every board that has committee group that has come over here. We are doing it out of our interest to the society, not because we care. I don't even stay there, right? But we are involved because I think the people are generally very good. But if you notice, Salma, the ones who were making noise were the small group, very small group, who were making loud noise. And we were the silent majority, but we were silent and dignified silent out of choice. We know that most of the members are not like this. And we knew that once it comes to this meeting, everything will get ironed out. And if you see, nothing was really left unaddressed. We are particularly happy. And so, do we take a call or be disgusted just because of 5 or 6 elements? There was somebody, and I won't hesitate in naming Anil, who's not there now at the meeting. He made a meeting, and now he is already out of this. But he was questioning the misuse of funds. He was talking about the biggest funds, which is probably the legal fees, which was spent for him. If that guy had to recognize and be a little more, considerate and pay his amount, we would not have lost so much of money. This is how disgusting, the participation has been. But what encourages us is 90% of the residents or owners are not like that. And I think this is exactly what, if Samir is your husband, he mentioned about the analogy of two cats and a dog, stating that two cats are fighting and finally the dog takes it away. This is exactly what is happening. The conflict of interest is he's participating now. All these years, he had not even participated in any of the AGMs. And today, when the courts are coming heavily on him, he's trying all these methods of getting people on his side. But we are standing tough and we appreciate the support that y'all are giving us. Thank you very much. I'll put Madan's name after that. Levin, y'all can come in.
Can we just go ahead and approve the budget, please?
Yes. Madan, before you come in, can I run this poll? I am putting up a poll over here.
If I may interrupt, since I'm unmuted.
Yes. Just hold on. Can I just finish this poll?
Yeah, it's related to the poll. If Mr. Madan Gopal and Levin has a question on the budget, then maybe we'll have to allow them to speak.
Okay, go ahead. Madan, can you, I'll unmute you, but I'll keep the poll still on screen. Madan, please unmute yourself. Okay, Madan is not hearing, so probably I'll go to Lavin. Lavin, can you go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
Madan,
you. I
go
got
ahead.
you.
And Lavin, even you are unmuted.
Yeah, just the future thinking. Yeah, it's a forward-looking thought that since we're reducing the budget, reducing the maintenance, I was thinking, why don't we use some of that money for solar panels? One is to reduce our dependency on the cost. We use
Well, you are breaking up a little bit.
swimming pool just for about 3 or 4 months a year, and a converter in a manner that can be used for something else. It can be converted into a pool when we need it. And it's raining about 6 months of the year, and it's winter, and I don't know what the pool is being maintained for. That cost is also there. Water is there, so all of that is also there. So these are the two issues I would like you to deliberate upon.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Lavin. I'm unmuting you. Go ahead, unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, hi, hello everyone. So, I stay in G14 flat. I wanted to understand first of all the context of the things because I joined a little late. One thing is, are we planning to increase the maintenance? Is that what the understanding is? Can somebody explain that, please?
Okay, Payal, just explain it, or Sanjay, please explain it. Then we can move ahead with the budget, with the poll.
While you want me to speak, you would cover?
Yes, Sanjay, go ahead.
Okay, maybe I'll go ahead. So the proposal is to reduce the budget, reduce the maintenance. So right now it is 3 rupees 70 paise per square feet per month. The proposal is to reduce it to 3 rupees 25 paise per square feet per month. That's on the maintenance based on the square feet. For the reserve fund, currently it is 1,000 rupees, which is being proposed to be reduced to 250 rupees, basically reinstating what it was 2 years back. So that's in summary what the board has proposed right now.
Okay, hope that answers your question. Suraj, I'm unmuting you. Go ahead.
Hi. I think the residents have a lot of good suggestions with the capex. For example, the solar panels and the pickleball conversion and the gym. I think we are at now a stage where we can't go back to reiterate the budget. I feel it's already late in the year, so I think we should go ahead with this, according to me. But I think we should put in a process to probably sort out great suggestions uh, before, like 2 months, 3 months before, and the board can do an assessment of what it'll cost, what kind of work there is and effort, and come with a proposal. Therefore, then in the AGM, we can just go ahead and do that. Given the shock of the budget in the previous year, I think this year reducing could help. And then following year, I think the current board should take up as an action item to look into these suggestions and do polling on owners group, etc., and figure out budget and task force to do that. So that at the general body meeting, we can just go ahead and give the resolution.
Thanks, Suraj. Much appreciated. Saji, you're being unmuted.
Yeah, basically, there are 3-4 suggestions on capex. The gym, then if I'm right, solar panels. Somebody was talking about the lifts, and of course pickleball, and several other items. I would like you all to revisit one of the decisions we have made in the last AGM to form a fixed asset management committee. In fact, we have agreed on the names also. I request, that was president, secretary, and 3 SMEs, that is subject matter experts. One is a legal expert, that is, I believe it was Harish. Then an engineer, Somnath Badajaji, and there was a third person, I believe. Sanjay Somani being an accountant. These are the three people in addition to the president and the secretary. This was accepted by the AGM and it was there minuted in that. So any multi-year impact projects like any of these things must be weighed by this expert committee and then they come to the AGM for approval rather than one of us suggesting and then approving it. And I think Prasanna last year suggested change of the drainage pipes. So all these things need to be evaluated critically and then come out with a suggestion what are the things we need to do. And also the land that is in question, legal I hope that is the next agenda, but I would like to say that it is in a very bad state right now. 2 3 encroachment into our land, and it is a very dirty thing. Somebody has to take it up with BMRCL and ensure there is a court order to put a fencing around it. For your information, they are supposed to do a boundary wall around our property, which is supposed to be handed over to us. They haven't done it. In fact, they are utilizing that property every day by putting their assets in our land. We need to charge them because they are not going to pay us any interest on the property. So for every usage, we need to immediately send a notice saying that you have been using it for the last 2 3 years and you are liable to pay us monthly charges, whatever be it. And such things need to be taken up. So immediately I suggest this real estate management committee to assume the office and start working on it. Thank you.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and approve the budget. And Nobby, could you please add in the auditor also? We need approval for the reinstating the auditor
Yeah,
also.
Madan, would you like to unmute and speak? I'll do that as a next, but can you please the rest attend to the poll that is there on your screen? Because so far it is 10 out
Yeah,
of
I just I did not understand the update on the court case that happened on 28. What was that? I mean, are we looking at date upon date or what? I mean, is there any resolution that happened on that date? Or we
Payal.
I think, can I respond?
Yeah. So go ahead.
I think what I understand, there is the next date given by the City Civil Court is 19th of January. There was a change that was requested by us because Mr. Saji wanted to relieve himself from the position of an authorized signatory. So, and though there were two names given, but he was the signatory so far. And so for filing the next evidences, etc., if Mr. Saji was not available, then we have to have another nominated member. So this hearing, they had submitted the application. That's what Harish informed, and which is why the next date has been given. This is the update I have, but Harish can confirm because I checked with him on 28th November in the evening because 28th November was the date. And then, of course, a few others had also asked what has happened. This is the update I got from Harish.
Okay. Can we move ahead and complete the budget? I'm ending the poll. 12 out of 22 have confirmed. I'm seeing the results. So these are the results. It's 100% approval. Right? You want me to run one more poll on
Appointing the auditor.
the auditor, appointment of the auditor?
Approval for that.
Reappointment of the auditor, right? Payal?
Yes.
Reappointment. What is the name?
P.T. Chadda, Mrs. P.T. Chadda.
P.T. Chadda. Okay, I'm launching it. Please let me know immediately. Okay, there you'll see it on your screen now. Okay, 12 out of 20 again have given. I'm ending the poll and I'm sharing results. It's 100%. So I think this can be taken as passed. Anything else?
No, so coming to the next agenda point, that is update on the legal suits. And here I would also like to answer Mr. Ashok Verma's question that we had parked on the very first time he had raised. So I just want to give an update. I would request Mr. Madan to please go ahead and give an update on the cases that we have, if you could present us with that.
One minute, I'll unmute. Sorry, Madan. Go ahead, Madan.
Yeah, we have the chronology of the court cases that have been RH has been inflicted upon. I mean, it's not for our own violation. And all of those are something that we have had to pay for unwarranted, unneeded stuff. So some of it has been related to this pending maintenance, and the title suit is pending. So that is why I had made the title earlier. Now, every resident, now there are only about 23 people now present. Many of them have been paying for all of our court cases. They should also weigh in a manner that such things are not something that can be tolerated. These are clear-cut violations. There is absolutely no. It's an open and shut case. Yet we've had to go through the agony of hiring very expensive lawyers and had to pay for whatever that has to be paid for, and resolve something that was already a foregone conclusion. And we are about 21 lakhs for what of this cost? Why should we have to pay for something that we are already in the clear? So for all those who are objecting to the cost of this, please have to weigh in, participate in the thing. 85 owners. We don't see anybody in the AGM. I don't know which is the best forum that we've got so far. 20, 26, 30, fit, get the skin in the game. You are paying for it anyway. So I would recommend that everybody please.
Madan, we can barely hear you. So you're getting garbled at various instances. I'm not very sure who all has picked up the dialogue.
What I'll do is I'll remove my Bluetooth. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes, Madan, we can hear you.
Yeah. So the court cases of the chronological history has been already shared with the residents. Idea is that the residents should be a little participative. They have skin in the game. They have had to. They are paying for it. 21 lakhs of hard-earned money for people who are abiding by the laws have to pay for somebody who is not who has violated the laws. Is something that is a injustice in itself. We have not even claimed compensation for that. We have only claimed for whatever has been asked for. So we have now 2 running cases. I don't know about the builders UDS, that part, whether it has to be pursued or not. He doesn't seem to be coming into the picture at all. But this. So
Madan,
resolution horizon.
Madan, you're getting disconnected, Madan. I think we won't be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Payal,
you can come in instead.
Yeah, so basically what he was trying to tell is that, the legal cases is not what we warranted for, but we had to. We were pulled into it. So therefore, all our money, all our members, association members had to pay for it, because this is not a fight about right or wrong. It is a fight about your rights, the ownership in the land. 31% was claimed by the Srinivas family uh, against 17% of what we received the maintenance from the family. So this is exactly why we landed up in the court cases. The very first case, as I have shared with all of you, and you must have received in the email, that what are the cases and when it started and how it started. So just to put it in brief, current we have two cases running. That is a land acquisition case, the land parcel that we got in return of the MRCL on return of 64 square meter approximately. So that is the land parcel, and our rights in that particular land is 87, and that is exactly what we are fighting for. That is sub judice in nature currently. And the second case that Mr. also Ashok Verma was referring to is the criminal case. This criminal case were on then board members who were collecting the dues related to maintenance. As per the bylaws, the association collects the maintenance from the occupants, and that is exactly we were doing. So during that time, one of the tenant has gone ahead and shown a displeasure and filed lodged a complaints against us, and therefore there was a FIR which was raised, and to protect the board members from that criminal case, we had to hire a lawyer, and we have taken the case in the High Court, which is currently stayed, and very soon it will go for quashing. So this is the two things that we are. So these board members weren't fighting against the association; they were doing their job for the association, and therefore it is under the association. Any questions related to legal? Okay, we have 11 in raising.
I'll unmute her. Okay, go ahead, Lavin.
Yeah, hi. So I wanted to ask on this, what I wanted to say is that if there are some cases going on, right, and I'm pretty sure some money is being charged for it, right? In the legal process, tenant should not be involved, right? It should be the landowner who owns the house. He should be taking care of the expenses there. I
The tenants are not paying here. It is the owners who has been paying the maintenance. The tenants are not paying. Yes, they are paying the maintenance because they are occupants. So they are just paying the maintenance, but it is not that the tenants have been charged for this. It is on the Royal Association's funds that this case is Royal Heritage is running.
Okay, so the maintenance I'm paying, that has not, it is not being used for to pay for that legal things, right?
You are paying the maintenance towards the occupancy of that flat. You have nothing to do with the legal case. Your owner is a part of the legal case because he's a member of the association.
Are you a tenant or an owner, Lavin?
I'm a tenant.
Then you should not have been in this meeting in the first place.
Why is he in the meeting?
Yeah, you should not have been in this meeting in the first place. But to answer your question, no, tenants are not paying this.
Okay.
But he should be, Nobby, we should take him out.
Yeah.
Zoom call was.
We'll have to remove you from this. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's okay, but
Zoom.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Saji, go ahead and speak. You can unmute yourself. You wanted to speak. Saji, would you wanted to speak? Can I've unmuted you? Try. Yes.
Yeah, just to add to what Payal was telling about the criminal case, the FIR was against Royal Heritage Apartment Owners Association. That was the party A1, which means every single owner has been named. So that is why we have decided let us not take any chance. We'll go with the best advocate so that we don't have to regret later. So that is why then later on probably they understood and they have removed Royal Heritage Apartment Association and brought only the office bearers and me. I was not even in the board. Doesn't matter. We'll fight it out and clear it up soon. And the legal opinion is that this is some, even the judge while staying came heavily against the petitioner. Very, very damaging remarks he has put it, because he has been running away by not paying the maintenance. It's a very damaging remarks he has put. And we have insisted on quashing. It will come in the next couple of months, because we have to give some mandatory time for that. Having said that, I wanted to also bring out some of the comments that was coming in the group. As somebody said, we are keeping quiet because of our wisdom. We don't want to participate in it. Some people are asking for files, and because they are paying maintenance, some people wanted to look at the files. They were threatening and all those things. Come on, you are paying taxes, okay? You're paying taxes to Government of India, Income Tax Department. You're paying money to BBMB. Can you go there and ask for files? Files will be given only to the authorized people.
Yeah,
because you're
Sanjay, I
paying.
completely agree with you. There's no question of giving files, but when in doubt, there is a mechanism of how to address that doubt. So if people have a doubt that something is being, they can ask for it and ask for specific details of that, and maybe we can share a soft copy of all those things that they are asking for.
Yeah, I'm coming
If
to that.
it is extraneous, we can always do an external audit, but
I'm
opening
coming
up
to.
the
I'm
files and
coming
all
to
is
that.
ruled out.
I'm coming to that. Basically, it cannot be mobocracy. Just because 3-4 people coming and shouting at it, we are not going to give any files.
Absolutely.
Because that is confidential. If somebody wants any information from the files, I think the board should be happy to give that. The information could be as part of a balance sheet, or any of the information that is extracted from the files. We cannot give any files to anybody, and make it as a point. And this is a direction to the board not to part with any files. You may give information in the
But
digital
did we
form.
share that information?
That's what you have to share the information if it is very specific. If you ask me what are the expenditure for the last 25 years, nobody is going to respond to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I had the audacity to say I'm owning most of the flat, so I should get the keys by tomorrow, 11 o'clock. He has to
that is what.
long walk to get all that.
This is threat. These are threats. These have been, a few things. If I narrate, at 12 o'clock in the night, I was cornered by a few people, and I was in the office, surrounded by a few people threatening to hit me. I said, "Go ahead and hit me." I had the willpower to withstand that.
But if they had to do it after that, we would have filed a police case against them.
No. I'm telling you, somehow tackled it. So this is not a one story. There are several things I have faced. Okay. So I don't want to get involved in this because my age is not in my favor. That's why I'm getting out of everything. Not that I'm afraid of anything. I have still great willpower, I believe, but I want some rest.
Okay.
That is why I said I don't want to be in part of anything. Nothing more.
I'm unmuting Jansky as the last one for this so that we can conclude this meeting. Yes, Jansky, please unmute and speak.
Nabi, thank you for the opportunity to talk. I had just one question. This gentleman who claims to have 18 apartments has some voting rights, and now I don't know how many voting rights he has. And the reason why I'm saying this, the background behind this is I've heard in many apartment associations, residents associations, that there is, if a person has multiple apartments, there is a limit to how many voting rights that person will get. It's not that because you own 10, you will get 10 voting rights, or because you own 18, you get 18 voting rights. I don't know how it is dealt with, but there is some limits in terms of how many voting rights the person gets. Just because the person has multiple complexes doesn't mean that person gets so many voting rights. So I don't know, maybe we need to change the bylaws. I honestly don't know what is the current bylaws which state what it is and all that, but just a thought for the board and for members to consider.
Okay, just to quickly address, how many votings does he have? He has one per each flat. So he's got 18 votes. But I'll also append one more fact to this, is that his votes are null and void because he's a defaulter even today. So if we could have stopped him today, but it didn't make any sense for us to do that if you saw the results. But when it comes to specially elections, he cannot vote, he cannot stand. So if that answers your question.
Nobby, can I come in?
Yes,
This
please.
Somnath here. See, I think this discussion comes up every time, and now he has resorted into threatening. And moreover, we see that few of our unit owners who should have actually stood with us, they're lobbying behind him, and this is fact. He has been able to manage that in the past, and now he has few new faces. So that is one concern that we have. Having said that, now, first of all, an unit owner is a member is an owner who has a sale deed. To our best of our knowledge, since we have gone through all the court cases, except the joint development agreement of Mr. M. Srinivas with the builder, which has given him rights of 18 flats, he they do not have either any sale deed or any kata. It is absolutely because the court has several times given them chances to submit their documents or evidences. They have been unable to do that. Having said that, I think we have to go by the books. We have no problem because it is writing here in our laws. Voting shall be on the basis of one vote of each unit owner. That's it. So if he can produce he or their family members that they are the legal unit owners and submit the documents. For instance, we question every unit owner if they have not submitted their documents in this meeting today. You were not allowing people to even come into the meeting if they do not have a valid document. Now, based on perception, we have allowed him in the past. Now time has come where he is desperately trying to swindle about 31% of the total land, which is absolutely not on because we have all the documents and the court case is coming towards an end. So having said that, should we in the next meeting at before the next meeting, like we will have to pursue this outstanding by giving him multiple notices, should we not ask the M Srinivas family to produce legal documents of ownership so that we can recognize the membership of the committee?
And
This is my suggestion.
I would strongly support that. So we need to
Yes.
do it as a separate initiative, even if it
Yes.
means agreeing to it right now, so that we can start the process.
Exactly. So my request to the board is that please issue, and it can be legally weighted also, that as per our bylaws, to claim a membership of the association, it is essential to submit the conveyance deed or gift deed or whatever. So please submit whatever documents you have so that we can take necessary action towards your membership. I
So
think this
Payal,
notice should go.
Yeah, Payal, I will second that motion. Please put this as a resolution that we want his ownership papers, all those M. Srinivas ownership to be investigated, processed, so that we don't have any dispute.
Yes.
We have taken it a decision. Let's move ahead with it.
Yes. No.
Okay. So do we have anything else, or shall we conclude the meeting? It's 12:43 and 3 hours 40 minutes. It's not a joke. Let's make the better use of the Sunday.
Yeah, we have covered all the points that were raised in the agenda. We have covered all the agenda points. Now we can conclude this meeting.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone. I think this
wishes to say something.
But that having said, I don't, Aparna, I still see you. Okay, I wanted to tell you I'm going to call you, but yes, okay, I'm unmuting you. Go ahead, Aparna, and then I'll call Suraj. Go ahead, Aparna.
Yeah, I think whatever you guys have said now might be a wrong move now. But again, it's up to the EGM what to do because even if we see, to get a fund from KDB also without his signature, we couldn't get any fund from there. And also with regarding to case which is ongoing also, it's because he has raised a concern. So that means there is some documents which he might be holding it. I'm not sure, but I am saying, we are just trying to create more and more problem here. I mean, so I would suggest for now, since the case is already going on in the court, let's just, keep it that way. So let's not try to get more and more into problems, because even we know what we have faced earlier. I mean, I'm not in board anymore, I know it, but I'm just trying to tell, I mean, we might end up in getting a lot of problem again. So I would suggest now, any which way the case is on in the court for which we are claiming, whether he has rights or whether we have right. So let the court decide. Let's not again try to create more, get into problems. That's what I would suggest. But I would leave it
Yeah,
up
I would
leave it up to
recommend
the.
this. Good point, Aparna. We'll discuss this separately, but let me hear what Suraj also has to say. Suraj, come in. Unmute.
Yeah, I mean, I think Aparna to some extent is right, but I had a separate point altogether. There was a point raised regarding the ownership clarity of the bar units 218, 219, I guess, and then 316, 316A. If we do not resolve that, I have a feeling it'll come back and there'll be noise again all over, and there'll be call of biases saying board is leaning this way or that way. So we need to be clear with all the decisions and impartial as a general body. So I just want to call that point out. We need to comment on that, need not resolve on it right now, but need to have a documented comment on that as part of the EGM, as that was a valid claim raised in twice now.
Yeah, I would second that, Payal and Som, that I think we need to investigate. This is not sending the right feelers. What has happened legally, I completely understand, but there is a loophole out over here which we need to recognize. It is a very tricky question, and it needs to be investigated, and an action needs to be taken out over here. What that action is, I don't know. Action may be too strong a word that I'm using, but we need to address this issue. I completely go with that.
I totally agree that any issue which comes up, if we do not bring it to a logical conclusion, then we are not an effective group.
Correct.
So I think we have debated on the issues of default, but we have not concluded on the issue of payment liability, whether prospective or retrospective. So maybe the board group without Prasanna, because he is in conflict of interest, the rest 6 members should discuss, take a very do the proper investigation and come up with a recommendation, and maybe share their recommendation with the general body in circulation. And if that is acceptable to all, we should go ahead, and whatever be the decision, we should respect, and even the other party should also respect. That's how
Yeah.
it should be concluded in my
I completely second that. Payal, I think you should make a note of that also. Yeah.
Yes.
So on that note, Payal, would you like to conclude the meeting?
Yes, so I think we have covered all the agenda points, taken the feedback from the general body. We will definitely look into 218, 219 and 316, 3168 cases as mentioned by few of you, and we will form a team to see how we could go ahead and get that reserve fund and what would be the best practice to do that, and would get back to you through email, or would get back through a meeting to all of you through EGM, AGM, whatever, whenever it comes up, and we will bring it back to you. So yes, that's a thing. That is what I feel, and I don't think there is anything else to discuss. We have covered everything, so we could go ahead and conclude the meeting. I think Mr. Madan is in charge. If he could go ahead and call off the meeting or end the meeting.
Where is Madan? I don't see Madan at all.
Okay, then Nobby, could you please?
Okay. Yeah, no, you have concluded the meeting. I was just a moderator, and I'm glad we did a good, productive meeting. And thank
Yes,
you.
I would like to thank you so much for conducting and help us conducting this meeting in a very nice way. I would also thank Mr. Somnath Bhattacharya for bringing out many points that we would actually go ahead and work around, and also few points that should be addressed in a proper manner. I would like to thank our senior members, Mr. Saji and for guiding us always and being there always with us to show which path we should follow. There are many feedbacks from him, which actually, helps us in upkeep of the society. I would thank Aparna because he's always stood by everything. Though we have a different chemistry, or we always, disagree to agree. That is different. But personally, yes, I definitely thank to Aparna for being every time there. Whenever, at any time we need him, I personally need him. For the board, we need him. Anytime he is there. I also would like to thank Mr. Sanjay Somani for working on the budget with us and helping us, form come up with a calculation where we can, work around on the maintenance. And I thank all the senior members, all the legal team members, Mr. Harish Shekhar, other recovery members, all the board members, and as well as all the members of this association. Thank you so much for coming in and bringing peace to the society for running smoothly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contributions.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Payal. You've also been very good. And thanks to all. Have a good Sunday.
Thank you. Good.
Take care.
Happy Sunday.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Good day to all.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.